Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
That was Claire Kelly opening things here from Raimondi Park tonight with the singing of the Star Spangled Banner. Welcome to Oakland Ballers Baseball on 860 AM The Answer. I'm Tyler Peterson alongside Nevada Cullen. It's the second game of our 6-game series against the Glacier Range Riders. The Ballers at 17-8 on a 4-game winning streak. The Range Riders at 10-15. They dropped the opener of this 6-game series. And now it'll be Reed Butts taking the mound as he goes in his warm-up pitches to face this lineup from Glacier.
Todd Pratt is their manager in his first year. Range Riders at 10-15. We'll start with TJ Clarkson, the right fielder, leading off. Logan Beard, the DH, bats second. Xavier Casarella, the first baseman, bats third. Kingston Liniak, the center fielder, cleans up. Gabe Howell, shortstop, in the 5 spot. Efren Manzo, the third baseman, bats sixth. Santa Clara product. Angel Mendoza, catcher, hits 7th. Kyle Ashworth, the left fielder, hits 8th. JT Mabry, second baseman, bats 9th. The pitcher for Glacier, Grant Taylor, today, he will be opposed by Reed Butts.
And now here is Reed Butts, 2-1 on the year in 4 starts. 5.23 ERA, 20 2/3 innings, 9 strikeouts to 11 walks. Reed has been good at inducing some weak contact, and the 2-1 record shows that he has been better than, really, I got to say, he was last year, but that's sort of a falsehood because he was really good in the second half of last year as well.
Yep, Reed carrying it over to this season. Last time out Wednesday against Missoula in a 12-7 loss. He went 5 innings, 5 hits, 5 runs, 4 earned, 4 walks, and 2 strikeouts. He's hoping to cut those walks down tonight. And the defense behind Butts, the catcher is Dylan Tatum. The third baseman is Cam Buford. Tremaine Cobb Jr. is the shortstop. Daniel Harris, the fourth, at second, and Christian Almanza at first base. In the outfield, from left to right, Davis Druick, Michael O'Hara, and Lou Helmick.
It's a special night. It's Women in Baseball night, and all the players have new walk-up songs chosen by a woman in their life, either mom, girlfriend, wife, grandma, whoever it might be. Reed Butts coming out to Wake Me Up Before You Go-Go by Wham, I believe his mother chose that song for him today. TJ Clarkson steps in, and Butts, his first pitch on its way, is a ground ball that is into right field for a base hit at 6:34, 30 seconds early in our ball game tonight.
Well, it's weak contact by Clarkson, but he still lined it through the right side. That's par for the course for Reed Butts. A lot of weak contact. That was just 76 off the bat.
73 degrees at first pitch from Oakland. And that was a fastball in on Clarkson, and he was hunting a fastball. And Butts got that weak contact he was looking for. Here's Logan Beard. First pitch to Beard is a fastball high. Beard, the designated hitter today, was at second base yesterday. Took a 1-for-4. Had a walk in yesterday's contest as well. The next pitch, breaking ball, just a bit outside. It's no.
Logan Beard on a 6-game hit streak and started yesterday's game extending his hit streak to 6 from its prior total of 5.
Butts from the stretch, the pitch on its way. Beard takes inside, 3-0.
This is a similar start, actually, to what we saw in the first inning yesterday, where it was Dylan Matsuoka. He gave up a walk and a single. This time a single and maybe a walk here.
The 3-0. Reed to the plate. It's a fastball right down the middle for strike 1. Yesterday's game was quite strange. And, of course, we used the headline Opening Deja Vu in the article that was published on the Ballers website yesterday. And in many ways it was. The 3-1 is in for strike 1. Calling balls and strikes is Alan Walker. On Women in Baseball night, Kate Hart is our first base umpire, and Ricardo Rodriguez at third.
If I remember correctly, Kate was here last year.
She was.
For Women in Baseball night.
And I believe it was a 2-woman crew along with Ron Adams. 3-2 on its way. Beard takes strike 3 called, and Beard is gone looking. Perfect pitch right on the outside corner, and it's a big out for Butts. 1 away. 1 out here in the top of the first. No score. Clarkson at first. Here's Xavier Casarilla. First pitch to Casarilla is a fastball low. Casarilla, a dangerous right-handed power hitter. 3 home runs, 17 RBI for him. He's batting .343. And of the regulars, that is the highest batting average on the team. 1-0 is a swing and a miss at a changeup. It's 1-1. I'd like to welcome in all our viewers in the northern Montana region in the Flathead Valley and Kalispell. Glad you could tune in to 860 AM The Answer and our Flow YouTube combination stream. The 1-1 on its way. Butts to the plate, and Casarilla hits this one off the end of the bat. It is into center field for a base hit. Might have even shattered the top of the bat, but Casarilla has a little dinker into center field for the second hit of the inning.
That is what it sounded like, as Casarella had a 10-game hit streak snapped yesterday, so not surprised that he came through in this game with a first-inning knock to put 2 on and 1 out for Kingston Liniak, who's been the best run producer on this squad.
And I thought I heard some splintering there.
I heard it too.
Well, Dylan Tatum's going to have a quick chat with Butts. Ran out to the mound, a couple of quick words, and now is back behind the dish.
Liniak, .450 hitter, 9 for 20 in his last 5 games.
Last night he had 2 hits and was hit by a pitch, drove a man in the first. Runners at first and second, 1 out here in the top of the first, and it's a ground ball toward Buford. It's past his glove into left field. Picking up the ball is Druick, and now it gets by him. The run is going to score. They're going to send the back runner. They're going to have a play at the plate. Cobb to home, and he is out! That was not a wise decision to send that trailing runner, and the out goes 7-6-2. It is a single, E7, no RBI.
Well, a lot happened on that play. First of all, looked like it would load the bases. Then Druick misplayed it and slipped for the second night in a row in left field. But give him credit. He tracked the ball down quickly, whipped it to the infield, and I'm not really sure what Todd Pratt's doing right there, sending Xavier Casarella with just 1 out in the inning, and Gabe Howell coming up next. Now there's 2 outs in the inning, and instead of 2 on, just a runner at second in Liniak.
Well, the Range Riders again score a run in the first inning. Butts is set from the stretch, and his first pitch slide step is fouled down the first base line. So nice relay. Druick, I don't know what's going on in left field these last couple of nights between Druick and Ashworth, but I think it's the 4th time we have seen a left fielder slip. Good job to relay that into Cobb. 0-1. Liniak takes a strike.
So Gabe Howell 1 for 4 last night. Howell also hit by a pitch. 1 for 15 this season against Oakland.
2 strikes. Butts looking for a put-away pitch. Fastball is outside from Reed, 1-2. So Liniak does stay hot with another hit. Another hit for him with runners in scoring position. We'll get a 1-2 now from Butts. The kick and the pitch. It is swung on, hit down the right field line. I'm not sure if this is playable, and Helmick will watch that go out of play. So it's 1-0 Glacier here in the inning. 3 hits off of Reed. He'd love to limit that damage to 1. So far, it's 1 unearned run. 1-2. High to Howell. Just only 256 right now for Howell. The lone home run, I should say, and 4 RBI. Last night, he was 1 for 4 with a hit by pitch. And the 1 hit, he was thrown out on the base paths as well. The 2-2 breaking ball is inside, and the count will run full.
Reed not getting a lot of swing and miss in the early part of the season. His strikeout stuff is down, and so it's been harder for him to put away hitters. He did strike out Beard earlier this frame.
Tatum sets up low and in. Here's a pitch on its way. Butts throws, and it's swung on and fouled away, again, toward the right field stands. It's going to land on the concourse, actually, and it's going to go into the concession stands.
Would you like your baseball in a helmet?
Some fries on the side. 3-2 again. Butts fires, and it's swung on and missed. The changeup below the zone, and that one is certainly working today. 2 strikeouts for Reed. It's a run on 3 hits and an error, and a man left on base. 1-0 Range Riders as we head to the bottom of the first on 860 AM The Answer. Bottom of the first, Oakland trails 1-0. Here's a lineup for Aaron Miles Ballers today.
They're 17-8 on the season, 4 straight wins. Tremaine Cobb Jr., the shortstop, leads off. Isai Santos, the DH, bats second. Davis Druitt, the left fielder, hits third. Cam Buford, third baseman, hits fourth. Christian Almanza, the first baseman, in the 5 spot. Daniel Harris, the fifth, the second baseman, bats sixth. Lou Helmick, the right fielder, bats seventh. Michael O'Hara, center fielder, hits eighth. And Dylan Tatum, the catcher, is in the 9 spot for Aaron Miles Ballers.
They'll see the right-hander Grant Taylor, 1-3 this year in 4 starts, a decision in all 4 starts, a 4.32 ERA. He's struck out 22, only walked 5 in 25 innings. And Nevada, you saw him in Glacier already once this year.
Yes, that was a 5-2 Oakland win. He went 6, 9 hits, 5 earned runs. He did not walk a batter and struck out 5, but gave up 2 bombs. One to Christian Almanza, a solo shot in the 4th inning, and then a Dylan Tatum 2-run tater in the 5th.
And it's to deep center field over that 406 sign, if memory serves me right. Cobb strides to the plate. He'll lead it off. He scored the winning run in last night's game. Never had a hit. It was 0 for 4, so he's got a little 0 for 10 going now.
Feels like when he's in a slide like this, he usually busts out of it in the first AB.
Taylor's first pitch to Cobb. He swings and lines one toward right center field. It's down for a base hit. Nevada Cullen with the assist to Trey Cobb on that single. And that's how things get started here in the bottom of the first. 88 coming in, 102 coming out.
I swear he did that same exact thing where he was in an 0-4 whatever slump, and it was an earlier home game in the that first 2-week homestand. First pitch swinging, the next game he gets a hit. That's just what Cobb does.
So Santos, who drew a big walk last night as a pinch hitter to lead off the ninth, later came around to score the game-tying run. Takes a fastball at the top of the zone for strike one. Taylor, no stranger to the Pioneer League. He played for the Billings Mustangs in 2024. Made the slide over to Western Montana, at least in relation to Billings. The 0-1 to Santos. He takes a fastball, a strike at the bottom of the zone, 0-2. And right now Taylor, after allowing the leadoff base hit, has painted with 2 fastballs.
Yeah, he hasn't really been over the middle of the plate. And unfortunately for him, Cobb hit a high fastball.
Now the 0-2 from the stretch. Taylor waits, and now he fires, and Santos lines one into right field. That's a base hit. Back-to-back hits for Oakland, and Isai with such a great approach at the plate, just waited back on a high change and then flicked the hands at it and sent it through the right side.
Again, Taylor still has not thrown one over the middle of the plate. Unfortunately, he did make a mistake there. You do not want to leave a changeup up with 2 strikes.
So that'll bring up Davis Druick, the left fielder. 2 men on, nobody out for the Ballers here in the bottom of the first. They trail 1-0. The infield will play behind the runners here. No one's being held on. First pitch to Druick is high. That was the changeup again.
If I may be so bold, Davis Druick is stuck at 8 homers. His last one was against Glacier on June 7th.
I already got one this inning for you. Gonna press your luck?
Why not?
No whammies now. The 1-0 to Druick. He will take just low. Change up. It's 2-0. Now I think Druick has an opportunity here to let out some shaft.
He doesn't get cheated.
Taylor comes set. It'll be a 2-0 to Davis Druick. Here it comes. He will take strike one at the bottom of the zone, 88 that time. Some pretty decent break as well. Taylor looks at second. Now is 2-1 to Druick. He swings and hits one to deep right center field. This is back, and it is going to one-hop the wall. Scoring is Cobb. They're waving in Santos, and there will be no throw home. It's a 2-run double for Davis Druick. And the Ballers lead 2-1.
Well, it wasn't a homer, but Druick has become a doubles machine lately. He's now got a team leading 10 two-baggers this year. He just crushed that fastball middle, and he did not miss the mistake. 99 off the bat, 341 feet to right center.
And he's now one behind Christian Almanza for the team lead in RBI. He has 29 ribbies now. Here's Cam Buford, 3 straight hits in the bottom of the first, and Oakland has a 2-1 lead. Buford, the cleanup man tonight, takes a slider on the outside corner for strike one. Cam's up to 333. A perfect 1 for 3 in all of his at-bats. 32 hits and 96 at-bats, to be precise. 3 home runs, 17 driven in. The 0-1. Buford takes off the plate.
It's been a bit feast or famine, honestly, for Cam this season. Yesterday, 1 for 5, but you only have to look back to 8 days ago against Missoula when he had a career-high 4-hit game.
Taylor to the plate, and Buford takes a fastball at the bottom of the zone, 1-2. A very patient at bat from Buford here.
Yeah, Buford, has been one of the best hitters for the Ballers in this lineup. Again, you mentioned the 333 average, also hitting for power with 5 doubles and 3 bombs, and has driven in 17.
The 1-2 from Taylor. Buford takes in the dirt, blocked by the catcher Mendoza.
Last time out for Grant Taylor, a 2-1 loss for Glacier. He gave up just 2 earned runs over 6. So I'm a bit surprised to see him get ambushed in this first inning by Oakland.
Well, we don't know what he's got out of the windup because we only saw 1 pitch.
Yeah.
2-2 to Cam. Bat held way above the head. Taylor a look at second. A second look with 6 on the clock. He lifts the leg, he fires, and Buford fights off a fastball well out of play toward the soccer field.
It was on the outside corner. You got to get it a little further out to get it out of the range of Cam Buford's bat. He homered in Ogden on a pitch that was high and outside for a ball, or at least would have been a ball if he didn't hit it for a long home run to right center. The
2-2. Yeah, power to a very tall, deep right center field there. Buford toward right center here. This is somewhat shallow. Over is Clarkson. He's in the alley. He makes the catch. Druick is going to go. This is a pretty good throw by Clarkson, but it's cut off. And to third safely is Druick. And for Buford, you can call that a productive out as he moves over Druick 90 feet away.
Absolutely productive right there. Not quite a sacrifice fly, but it does advance Druick to third base with just one out. And that's exactly what you want. You want to get Druick over to third with less than 2 outs for Christian Almanza, who is the team leader in RBI.
Who walks up to the plate, little bitty bum bum from Selena, picked by his mom and sister.
Nice.
In Women in Baseball Day here at Raimondi Park. First pitch, Almanza waves and misses at a changeup off the plate. Really pulled off that time. It's 0-1. 287 for Almanza. Had an RBI yesterday. That was his 30th. 7 doubles, 7 big flies. Here comes the 0-1. Almanza takes a fastball high and away.
It was June 6th when these two faced off. It was Almanza against Taylor, and Almanza got a 4th inning homer against him.
Here comes the 1-1 on its way. Almanza will take low. Nice take.
It was actually more than just that from Almanza, though, because he flew out to center field his first time, then hit a 406-foot bomb off of Taylor in the 4th inning. But then in the 5th inning, had a 2-run single up the middle. So with those 2 hits, 3 RBI against Taylor on June 6th for Almanza.
2-1. Taylor to the plate, and Almanza grounds one very softly toward Taylor. It's past him. It's the second baseman who's got to pick it up and flip to first. Not in time. It's an infield single for Almanza. Once it got past the pitcher, Taylor, that allowed Druick to come home, and Mabry, who was charging maybe not at 100% the whole time, could not get the glove flip to first in time, and I don't know how many infield singles Almanza has this year. That may be his first.
Well, I was about to say, he hit his home run off of Grant Taylor at Glacier a lot harder, 106. This one didn't even register on TrackMan, but both are 1 RBI.
Here's Harris, 3-1 Oakland. First pitch, Danny swings and misses. Danny batting .320 now. 4 doubles, a triple, 3 home runs, 19 driven in.
That's because of his little run he's been on the past week.
1 away here in the bottom of the first. That bounces up to Mendoza. It's in the dirt, 1-1.
Danny's on a 7-game heater, 13 for his last 32.
It's a 3-run rally in the bottom of the first after Oakland allows 1 in the top of the inning. Taylor comes set, short lead for Almanza at first. And now Taylor fires, and it's swung on and missed again by Harris. And that time again, the changeup. 3 straight in this at bat. The 2 in the zone, or at least in the air to the glove for strikes. The one that bounced was a ball. As he sticks soft here, Taylor. The pitch on its way is swung on and missed. They went high above the letters, and Harris could not lay off. 2 away.
Yeah, that's a good at-bat for Taylor. He realized he was getting a lot of swing and miss from Danny Harris, and then climbs the ladder with the fastball to get his first strikeout. But still not out of the weeds just yet.
Here's Lou Helmick, the right fielder, who had his song today sent in from his grandmother. A man on at first. 2 outs in the inning. Taylor's first pitch to the big lefty, Helmick, is a fastball called for a strike on the outside at 88. It's 0-1. Helmick at .299, a home run and 14 driven in. He does have 6 doubles on the year. Taylor to the plates, fastball high and away. Nice crowd on a Wednesday for Women in Baseball nights. Still early on here in the bottom of inning 1. Taylor set at the belt. Here's the kick and the pitch. Helmick, a ground ball. That is past the glove of the first baseman. It's into right field. Almanza is going to head to third. And Clarkson, who didn't charge that, I'll say, full speed, will make a courtesy throw into second.
And that'll prompt Glendon Rush, the pitching coach for Glacier. I don't really know what quite the issue is for Taylor, because it doesn't seem like he's throwing it too much over the plate. But either way, he's getting hit a ton.
Taylor's thrown 25 pitches. It's an 8th batter here in the first. It'll be Dylan Tatum.
Is Dylan's song Pink Pony Club? Well,
2 on, 2 out. Tatum, the catcher, at the plate. Meeting is over. The first pitch to Tatum is a fastball just off the plates. Mendoza tried to bring that one back. It was not very far away from being a strike. Oh, 0-1. Taylor throws, and Tatum that time takes a strike. Fastball pretty much right over the plate.
Tatum has not appeared yet in this series. Last 6 games, he's 9 for 20.
1-1 the count. Pitch on its way. Tatum down the line. That is foul. Ripped it hard. Not a lot of space down that left field line. It pinches right to the corner. So it'll be a 1-2 count. Tatum and Lozano pretty much have been going 1-2 the whole year, whether they've both been slumping or both been raking. Tatum's at .304, 2 home runs, 9 RBI. It's a 1-2. Taylor's set. And the pitch on its way. Tatum swings and misses. Fastball above the hands. Chased after it. 2 strikeouts for Grant Taylor. It's 3-1 Oakland after 1. The 2-run double by Davis Druick and the RBI single by Christian Almanza. 3 runs on 5 hits, no errors, and 2 men left on base. We head to the second. 3-1 Oakland on 860 AM. The Answer. Top of the second inning, Reed Butts on the hill with a 3-1 lead. It's now time for our second inning rewind, which is a new segment I've just made up right now to startle Nevada Cullen. We'll talk about last night's game if you missed it all. A 6-5 Oakland win, a walk-off for Oakland. A walk-off where they only got 1 infield single, and they really were helped by some poor pitching by Cam Cowan last night, who walked the first 2, hit the third, and then the Ballers bats did just enough, the winning run coming in on a wild pitch. A crazy night, to be sure. It
was a wacky game, and I think we talked about it early in the game. It felt like a bigger deficit than it was.
Here's Efren Manzo, who takes a strike. And that'll get some big cheers because there is beer on the line with Manzo's at bat. The 0-1, Manzo swings and fouls it back. It's 0-2. Now that one hung a little bit on Reed. That was not in a spot that I think he wants to go back to. But he is up 0-2. He had 2 strikeouts in the first. The 0-2 on its way is a fastball outside.
Look, it's simple as this. When you're picking a beer batter, you want to pick the guy with the most Ks, and Efren Manzo's got 27 of them to lead the way for Glacier.
Butts to the plate. It swung on tap back to Reed. He's going to pick it up, drop it, pick it up again. His throw to first is in time. It's a 1-3 putout. An excuse me check swing, ground ball back to Butts, and the fans wanted to strike out. I will take a 1-3 putout.
Absolutely. Reed will take it too. But the fans, I think it's the first time they've booed this season for an out Oakland has made.
Here's Angel Mendoza, who sent a long drive in his first at-bat yesterday for a 2-run home run. I think the thing for Mendoza is he watches the first pitch strike. I would have said, imagine if YOLO had Angel Mendoza with these numbers, but they won the championship already last year, so what does it matter? He takes a second pitch for a strike. On the outside corner, it's 0-2. A quick 0-2 from Butts. And now Reed into his windup. Slight hesitation. The pitch on its way is swung on and missed. Fastball above the hands. And Butts strikes out Mendoza on 89.
Isn't it always the beer batter from the night prior goes 0 for 4 with 4 strikeouts? Well, Mendoza is 0 for 1 with the strikeout tonight after he only struck out once last night. But, hey, at least he did once to give the fans some $5 beer.
This is Kyle Ashworth, the left fielder, left-handed hitting Kyle Ashworth, who yesterday had 2 walks and a single and a strikeout in his 4 plate appearances. First pitch, fastball, a touch off the plate. It's 1-0. Ashworth, 6 feet tall, 180, 24 years old, from Santa Ana, California, went to Long Beach State. Next pitch is down low below the zone. It's 2-0. Ballers lead 3-1 here in the top of the second. They are 17-8 and trying to keep pace in a wild playoff race, which has the better part of 23 games remaining. There's a strike now at the top of the zone. Fastball from Butts, 2-1.
It is a crazy playoff race because it feels like if you're a team in it, you can't lose because everybody else is going to win if you do.
Parity this year has not been great. Next pitch is a fastball called for a strike. Last year, I thought it was very good. The third best team in the Pioneer League did not make the playoffs.
Yep.
In Northern Colorado. Butts from the windup. The 2-2 on its way, and that is a pitch high.
Ashworth 1 for 2 yesterday with a couple of walks. He's hoping to draw a 2-out free pass or get a hit here with 2 down.
The 3-2 on its way. It is swung on, popped up, and hit out of play. Ground ball back to Butts. Then he struck out the next man, Mendoza. Ashworth, the 8-man in the Glacier lineup. Ready on a 3-2. Butts from the windup. The pitch on its way is swung on and fouled at the plate. Just got a piece of it. And for a second there, I thought he had struck out Ashworth. Butts is going to throw the ball away. They'll get a new one. There's a wipe off of the plate there by Alan Walker. I think that might have got a piece of Tatum. I couldn't quite see. 3-2 with 2 outs. Pitch from Butts on its way is a fastball. Strike 3 called on the outside. 1, 2, 3 here in the 4th, and Butts has 4 Ks on the day. We head to the bottom of the second. 3-1 Oakland on 860 AM, the answer.
Yes. Yeah, copy. I'll do that.
You're listening to Ballers Baseball on KTRB San Francisco, 860 AM. The Answer. Ballers Baseball is brought to you by Heffernan Insurance Brokers. They've been helping people make smart decisions since day one, offering business insurance, personal home and auto, employee benefits, and retirement and wealth management. Make a smart decision for your business or family today. Visit Heffernan Insurance online at hefins.com. 3-1 Oakland leading here in the second inning. Darryl Buggs, the ninth man, will lead things off 9-1-2. The Ballers sent 8 to the plate in the first. They got 5 hits. They drove in 3. And now Bugsy will start things off here in the second. Taylor from the windup for only the second pitch in this game. And the fastball is high. Buggs at 254 had some huge at-bats last night. A leadoff triple in 1 inning, and then the game-tying fielder's choice, which should have been a single, but someone was thrown out on the Texas Leaguer. That's just the rules. The 1-0 is a line drive to right field. That's a base hit. It's down, and now it's into the alley. Clarkson is going to cut it off, but Buggs will toe anchor and go into second with a leadoff double.
Man, if Clarkson does not cut that off before it hits the wall, that's a triple for Bugsy. It would have been his 4th of the year. All of his triples, by the way, against Glacier. He had 2 in Kalispell and 1 last night.
Man takes some long strides, doesn't he?
Yes.
Back to the top of the order in Tremaine Cobb. So the windup only lasts 2 pitches in the inning, and right back into the stretch. Cobb saw 1 pitch. He singled on it in the first. First pitch here is a fastball called strike, top of the zone. 3-1 Oakland. Leadoff man Buggs has doubled. Taylor to the plate, and a swing and a miss by Cobb. It's a quick 0-2.
You can get Buggs hot, man. Like, his speed just can do amazing things for you. It's great to have him on the bases.
A second leadoff man out of the 9th spot. It's an 0-2. Taylor to the plate, and Cobb stays alive. Nobody outs here in the second. Cobb back in the box. Taylor with the ball in his hand. He comes set at the belt. A look at Buggs. Now Buggs will take a jump and head back. Next pitch to Cobb is down low. Watch the curveball drop below the zone. It's a pretty decent take by Trey there. 1-2. Big hole on the right side for him. Pitch on its way. Cobb just gets a piece of it as he fouls it back. Battling against Taylor. Keep the pressure on Glacier. You want to score. You've already got a man at second to open the inning. The 1-2, Cobb to right field. Moving back is Clarkson. This is carrying. This is still carrying. And Clarkson on the warning track right up against the wall. He'll make the catch. And that'll send Buggs to third.
Man, Cobb really hit that ball well. He pieced it to right field, 350 feet. And you know the crazy thing that happened on that play, Tyler? Buggs was trying to score from second on that fly ball. He was taking a hard turnaround third. Aaron Miles made sure to tell him not to go for it, but it would have been a close play at the plate.
It's a ball that might go in Glacier.
Yeah.
It's a deeper part of the yard for Glacier, but the altitude might have taken it out. Here's Santos. Santos looks at a first pitch strike on the off speed. He singled to right field in his first at bat. The defense is playing back. A ground ball will score Buggs. So he's got to put it in play. Taylor to the plate, and it's a swing and a miss by Santos.
I think part of the decision for the infield is the authority with which Santos hit it through the infield last at bat.
And a ground ball with Buggs' speed, you think maybe he might get a pretty good jump. It's 0-2 now. Taylor working for a strikeout. Here's the pitch. Santos takes inside and low. Almost got him on that back foot.
Almost another wild pitch. We remember those very well from last night.
The Ballers won the game on a wild pitch past Angel Mendoza. And it was not the kind that you try to block, it was just a seam right past him, past in the other batter's box. The 1-2, Santos swings, pops this up. Beard, or Mabry rather, underneath it. He will make the catch with one hand to put it away. And at third stays Bugs. So with 2 outs now, that'll bring up Druick. Druick, the 2-run double in the first, opened the scoring for Oakland.
See if Druick can get it done here. Santos an unproductive at bat with the pop-up on the infield. That's a no-no for a runner at third in less than 2 outs. But the inning's still going.
Taylor ready. So is Druick. And the first pitch, Druick takes a fastball on the inside for strike 1. Yeah, you get the guy over to third. And then there's a lot of things that can happen too, which can't, which is the pop out and the ground or the strikeout. 0-1 to Druick. Pitch on its way. He takes a changeup on the outside part of the plate. It's 0-2.
Back-to-back pitches just dotted on the outside part of the zone from Taylor. First goes inside, then the low part, it just grabbed the zone there with the changeup.
He has not been pitching badly today despite the 6 hits given up. 0-2 to Druick. Here's the pitch on its way. It's swung on and missed. And that looked like the slider down and into Druick. And he gets out of it after the leadoff double by Bugs. It's 1-2-3. No runs on a hit, no errors, a man left on base. That may help Glacier try to regain some momentum as we head to the third on 8:60 a.m. The Answer. Top of inning 3, it'll be 9-1-2 for Glacier in this 3-1 Oakland lead. Tyler Peterson and Nevada Cullen with you. Second game of 6. The first ever visit to California for the Glacier Range Riders. They had 6 in Yuba Sutter with the new look high wheelers, and now 6 in Oakland, their first ever trip to Oakland. They did make a trip to Davis last year when they were the finalists in the championship, losing on a Bobby Leday 3-run home run.
Backbreaker off the pole. They were so close to forcing a Game 5.
Here is Mabry. JT Mabry, the right-handed hitter, takes a strike at the bottom of the zone. The son of former Oakland Athletic John Mabry, who played with the A's in the early 2000s.
2002, that was his best year of his career.
The 0-1, Mabry swings, lines one foul off of the right field netting.
Do you know what John Mabry's doing now?
Owns a tractor company?
Nope. He is on the Baltimore Orioles staff as a senior advisor to the Major League coaching staff.
Very interesting. 0-2. Reed from the windup. The pitch on its way is high. You know what Roy Oswalt is doing right now? Is it Roy Oswalt or Brad Lidge? You know what Brad Lidge is doing right now?
I
You know
have
that name?
no idea.
He is I believe, a paleontologist.
That's awesome.
Next pitch is low.
That's your dream.
You could have a second career after baseball.
Right. That would be yours, right? Something like that. Work in a natural history museum.
Something along those lines would be, yeah, fantastic. I don't think I'm going to have a 60-year career like Vin Scully. This is high and away. Something along those lines would be probably quite nice. 3-2 to Mabry. Butts from the windup, the payoff on its way is a ground ball towards short on 4 hops. It sort of flattens out on him, and his throw across the diamond is in time for the first out of the third.
Would you do 30 years in baseball and 30 years working for a history museum of some sort?
That's not bad. I
40-20.
guess I'm 6 years into the baseball job. So does that put me? Oh, now here we go. 2/10 of the way through. Here's Clarkson, the top of the lineup again. Saw one pitch single to right. Now he takes a fastball low for ball 1. One away here in the third. It's 3-1 Oakland. Butts to the plate. Fastball is again low, just below the zone, 2-0. Butts to the plate. Next pitch. It's a strike.
Lefty Clarkson extended his hit streak to 4 games with a single in the first inning on the first pitch of the entire game.
2-1 on its way, and it's a big breaking ball in for strike 2.
Oh, Reed, by the way, season high in strikeouts. He has doubled his season high. He's now at 4.
Oh, wow. Already. The 2-2 on its way, and that is just off the plates. That was a swing and miss pitch, not a call pitch, but a nice frame from Tatum nonetheless. So full count again. Reed from the windup. The 3-2 on its way is swung on, hit foul past the first base coach. Todd Pratt, the manager in his first season for Glacier. I believe he was some type of special assistant last year. He was around the Glacier team in some capacity, I remember. 3-2 on its way. Breaking ball is high for ball 4. And it's a walk for Clarkson. He's on for the second time.
Yeah, he'll get his walks, TJ Clarkson. That's now 16 on the year. Walked once yesterday, had 2 walks Saturday, and a homer against Yuba Sutter. So he's not opposed to taking that free pass.
Here's Logan Beard. So first base runner since the Liniak single in the first. Slide step from Reed, the first pitch fastball, just off the plates. It's 1-0. Beard struck out looking on a fastball that split the black. One 0 on its way. It's high. 2-0. Well, Beard, I said Druick might let out some shaft. Beard might try to take on left field here. A 2-0 on its way. It swung on, popped up out of play. And that's a nice pitch from Reed, who used the hitter's aggressiveness against him. A 78-mile-an-hour breaking ball. Two-1. Pitch from Beard. Fastball is inside. And Beard, who was not necessarily close to that pitch when it came out of the hand of Butts, was a little bit closer toward the end of it. Not necessarily trying to lean in there, but it got close to him. The 3-1 now. Butts to throw over, and back to the bag is Clarkson. That was the step off and throw a la Dallas Braden. A 3-1 on its way, and it's high for ball 4. It's back-to-back walks. So with the Ballers leading by 2 runs here in the third, that'll bring up Xavier Casarilla. Casarilla singled in the first. It was a broken bat single to center field. Came with a man on, which was Clarkson. Clarkson at second, Beard at first. Butts has got to be careful. First pitch to Clarkson. He swings and fouls it back. It's a big swing by Casarilla as well. 89 coming in on him. 0-1. Infield playing behind both runners. Looking for a ground ball, maybe to turn 2. Reed throws, and it's swung on and missed. Broke down that swing. That breaking ball went below the zone, and Casarilla is down 0-2. So now you might try to get Casarilla to go fishing again. The 0-2 on its way. It's a ground ball foul. That one was in the zone. I'd say it was a little bit of a hittable pitch. And did Casarilla break a second bat?
I think so. He'll have to get a new one.
Might have just got it on the wrong part of the inside part of that bat. And, well, he had a sort of a dark ash bat with a pink grip. And he comes out with a bat that looked much like the one he swung in the first.
That gold barrel and the red handle.
I wonder how many bats you take on a 2-week road trip. Well, you got to see that firsthand a little bit.
Yeah, a lot. I'd say you need at least 6. That might get you through.
0-2. Butts is set on the mound. Both runners with a little bit of a lean. An 0-2 pitch to Casarilla. It's swung on and fouled away. That was a nice pitch from Reed. That was a fastball below the zone.
Yep.
And that's a pitch that Casarilla has to try to protect.
Well, it's smart pitching by Reed. He threw back-to-back changeups and then went with the fastball to Casarilla. So slowed him down with 2 changeups, sped him up with the fastball. Let's see if he goes back to the hard ball here and tries to waste it. Again, still nothing in 2.
Butts set. Pitches to play with. He looks at second. And his pitch on its way is swung on, hit to right field in his helmet. He will make the catch. Both runners head back to the bags, and there's 2 away. Not that time for Casarilla, who lines out to left or right field. 2 outs.
That was the slider from Reed, and he tried to go backdoor on the righty Casarilla, but Casarilla was ready. He hit it the other way. He went with the pitch, but hit it right to Helmick.
And now with 2 outs, here's Liniak. Liniak had the hit that brought in a man on an error in the first. First pitch, a called strike. Got the high strike there. And Liniak down 0-1. At second is Clarkson. At first is Beard. There were 3 men on in the first. Range Riders got a run out of it. 2 men on here in the third, but there are 2 outs. The next pitch, Liniak swings, pops it up. It's out of play. It's 0-2. Butts has been in a couple 3-2 counts. You said this year the strikeout numbers haven't been as high. I think a lot of foul balls, a lot of trying to break him down, trying to stay in there, taking that approach against Reed. It's 0-2 to Liniak. And Butts will step off and fake a throw to second. Saw a balk in last night's game. It's been a while since we've seen a balk. Came off the lefty Bothwell. 0-2. Reed throws, and Liniak hits a high chopper to short. Cobb is going to go the short way to Harris, and it's in time, and the inning is over. No runs, no hits, no errors. 2 men left on base on the 2 walks. And we head to the bottom of inning 3. 3-1 Oakland on 860 AM, The Answer. On to the bottom of inning 3. It's 3-1 3-1 Oakland against the Glacier Range Riders. I'm Tyler Peterson with Nevada Cullen. We'll see more of the Glacier Range Riders this year, by the way, but not until the start of the second half. They'll open in Glacier on July 14, something like that?
Yes, July 15th, I believe, is that first game. I will be there. I'm excited to explore Glacier National Park that time around. I will go.
Now, for the folks who didn't have the benefit of listening to you on the road, if they were not tuned in, what are your favorite spots from that Glacier Park? Or from the town of Kalispell itself?
Well, Norm's News has to be a top one. Great Huckleberry Shake.
Here is Buford to lead off the third. Taylor from the windup. And the pitch on its way. It's a fastball off the plate for ball 1. Haven't seen a ton from the windup. Just the fourth pitch from the windup from Taylor. Buford flied out to deep right in his first at bat. The 1-0. Buford takes down low, 2-0.
I mean, if you're looking for, you already know Sykes Diner in Kalispell. That was a great spot.
I think I was there 7 days and had breakfast there 5 times. The 2-0 to Buford is a little nubber off the hands into center field for a base hit. The third time in 3 innings the Ballers have leadoff man on.
Yeah, only 88 off the bat. High and tight, the line drive goes off the hands and into center field. Cam Buford pushes its hit streak to 6 games with that knock.
Here is Almanza.
RBI single the first. His hit streak is 9 games now.
Christian singled in the first. Knocked in a run. Swings, hits a high chopper through the right side and past both the gloves of the first baseman and second baseman. Buford headed to third, and he will have third. Boy, that thing chopped as slowly as a ball I have seen hit, and it got past 2 Range Riders. Now, Casarilla really did not have a play. I kind of feel Mabry might have just pulled up a little bit on that one.
I feel like maybe he took the wrong angle as well. Either way, it snuck through. It felt like we were playing at Glacier Bank Park, and we were playing on that turf, the way that ball sped through the infield.
It was a turf hop. I will call that a turf hop.
Probably a good topspin on it from Almanza.
Well, here's Harris, who struck out swinging at a high fastball on his first at-bat. Saw some change-ups early from Taylor. First pitch, fastball, a little bit low. Nice take from Harris there. It's 1-0. Well, Oakland got a runner at second with no outs in the second inning and could not get Darryl Buggs in. They got him to third with 1 out and still couldn't get him in. So now men at the corners with nobody out here. Taylor throws. Harris takes high, almost nicked the helmet there on a off-speed pitch that slipped out of the hand.
Yeah, that was the breaking ball that slipped, and because it was the breaking ball, you could tell Danny did not try to get out of the way. If that ball was going to hit him, he was going to wear it.
Lou Helmick, the big lefty on deck. 2-0 to Harris. Taylor fires to the plate, and it's a ground ball. It is through the left side. It's a base hit. Another high chopper. It's an RBI hit for Harris, and it's 4-1 Oakland in the third. It's the third straight single.
Ballers are hitting Taylor, but it's not really hard.
I was going to say, he's got to feel pretty aggrieved at this inning. A little nubber to center, then 2 high choppers through the infield. He's like...
Tough luck.
I know.
And, again, the Ballers throughout this game, you've seen 2 doubles, but the rest have just been singles.
Now Lou Helmick. He singled in the first through the right side. 9 hits for Oakland. First pitch to Helmick. He takes inside for ball 1. At second is Almanza. At first is Harris. Helmick ready. Runners not being held on. Pitch on its way. It's swung on and missed. Pulled off that time. Really nice off-speed pitch there from Taylor.
Helmick with 9 hits in 27 at-bats against Glacier, hitting .333 against the Range Riders with 4 RBI.
1-1 the count. Taylor a look at second. And now the pitch. Helmick takes a fastball high. Well, I'd have to look back at pitcher usage for Glacier in the Yuba series. Last night, they threw 5. But I'd imagine if they needed Pratt, Zegna, Franks, or Cowan today, they all could come in for a second game in a row. 2-1 on its way. Helmick, look out. That's past his legs. It's a wild pitch. Both runners will move up 90 feet. It'll be second and third with no outs. And a 3-1 count to Lou. And if you're Helmick, kind of have a free pitch here on 3-1 with no outs and runners at second and third. Interestingly enough, now the infield will come in. Whereas they were going to give up the run to Bugs last inning. The 3-1. Helmick swings, lines it down the right field line. This is down for a hit. It'll score 1. Harris is going to get waved home. Clarkson's throw will go to second, and it's a 2-run double for Lou Helmick. And the Ballers a 6-1 advantage here in the third.
Doesn't matter where you play the infield if you hit it like that. Lou Helmick took a high pitch. The changeup left up in the zone by Taylor. Second time he's done that today. And Helmick ropes it into right. Clarkson, no chance to get there.
I think he went after a pretty high pitch. That was above the zone for Helmick.
He hung it. Maybe Helmick still shouldn't have swung at it, but look, again.
It's a tomahawk.
You could say maybe he shouldn't have swung, but obviously, if you can get to that ball, and you can, I mean, you just saw what Lou Helmick just did. If you're watching on Flow Sports, you should absolutely swing at that ball. And especially, honestly, a hitter with a runner on third and less than 2 outs, you're looking up in the zone. So if you miss high with a changeup, that's the easiest, at least, sac fly you're ever going to get.
It's 4 straight hits to begin the third. A single, 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 double. And a 6-1 lead. It's a second 3 spot. 3 in the first for Oakland, 3 now in the third for Oakland. 10 hits. I don't know if this is the earliest that they've had 10 hits through just 2+, but was it a 15-run second inning they had a few days ago? First pitch to Tatum is a fastball off the plate. It was a 15-run second, wasn't it?
It was, and there were many hits in that inning.
Or there more than 10. 1-0 to Tatum. A check of second, and now Taylor throws. Tatum takes a fastball off the plate again.
It was a 12-hit inning.
Ooh. A franchise high for Oakland, no doubt.
Yep.
Tatum struck out swinging in the first inning. Taylor's set on 2-0. He fires. Tatum pops this up behind home plate. Here comes Mendoza. It's coming back, and it is going to fall just a few rows in front of us.
That's got to be the closest we've ever come to.
That's about as close as we've had. We've had one ball hit this press box. The first ball to ever hit the press box came this year.
Riley Elliott was so mad when he found out about that. I think he was tuned in that day.
2-1. Taylor to the plate. Tatum waited back and fouls it back. 2-2. One time I saw in Rocky Mountain, my final year in 23, a good friend of mine, Garrett, who was working the scoring next to me, ball back into the booth. He reacted and barehanded caught the line drive.
Nice.
2-2 on its way to Tatum. Taylor kicks and fires, and Tatum takes strike 3, and he's going to challenge that. And it looked a little high.
It was a close pitch, though. It looked like it almost hit the corner.
It's overturned to a ball. So Oakland's first challenge is successful today.
Dylan Tatum is just so good at knowing when to challenge. This is a great spot for it. It would have been a strikeout. Instead, he gets to see another pitch, and there's still none out in this inning, so you know he's trying to continue to pass the bat here.
I was going to say, the pressure is still on Taylor here, who's now over 60 pitches. The 3-2 now. It is swung on and missed. Got him on the slider. So it did not last long. Tatum strikes out for the second time.
I still respect the decision by Dylan, especially he took Taylor deep in Kalispell. Oh, nice song choice by Daryl Buggs. This is, I believe, Before I Let Go by Frankie Beverly.
You are correct.
Thank you.
Chosen by his mother,
Thank you.
I do believe.
Yep.
on women in baseball. We say hello to all the women in Ballers baseball, by the way, today. First pitch to Bugs is swung on and fouled back. Bugsy doubled to right center field in his first at-bat. And it's very interesting. The average is down below the mid-200s, but when he gets a hit, it's usually an extra base hit right now for Darryl Bugs.
He's got 5 of them now.
The 0-1, Bugs swings and fouls it at the plate. He is a free swinger. He likes jumping on that first pitch. And guys with speed, you want the ball in play. The best pitch you probably will see is the first one. So, you know, little A plus B plus C there. Add it up together. 0-2 to Bugs. Taylor fires to the plate. It's a breaking ball hit softly toward short. Charging is Howell. He'll glove. He'll throw, and this is too late. Well late for Darryl Bugs, who singles.
I'm going to give you the assist on that one, Tyler. Speed kills, and Darryl Bugs hit that weakly to shortstop, and Howell, all he could do was get it there late.
That's what we call here in Oakland a Peyton Harden base hit.
Yep. How many of those did he have last year?
I was up over a dozen for sure. Here's Tremaine Cobb, who gets at-bat number 3 in the 3rd inning. That's the 11th hit for Oakland off of Taylor.
How many of the hits have just been weak contact that's found a hole or been weak enough?
There goes Bugs. The throw from Mendoza is a perfect one, and he is out. And that is what Angel Mendoza does. So a caught stealing goes 2 to 4 on the play, and there's 2 away.
Yep. You run the risk of getting thrown out when you throw on Mendoza.
It's the first time Bugs has been caught this year. He is now 5 for 6. 0-1. Pitch was a strike to Cobb. Takes pitch down low and away. It's 1-1. I don't know how the jump was. I don't know if it was a great jump, but certainly the throw from Mendoza well in time, and he has the strongest arm in the league. 1-1 counts. Taylor kicks and fires, and Trey takes a fastball on the inside, call for strike one. He pulled the hands in, and a challenge would have netted a confirmed call. It's tough because it's a strike by about a seam of the baseball. The 1-2 on its way. Cobb takes in the dirt. It gets away from Mendoza, and Helmig was not ready to go, and Aaron Miles is not pleased.
Oof.
Helmig is going to stay at third, 2-2.
Yep. Lou probably wishes he would have gone right about now. He's going to hear it from Aaron Miles after this inning.
2-2 to Cobb. You didn't have to hear it from Aaron Miles. You just had to see it. Pitch to Cobb is swung on a miss, chased way upstairs. And the inning is over. It's a 3-run inning for Oakland. RBI hits from Danny Harris and Lou Helmick. 6-1 as we finish 3 innings here on 860 AM. The Answer. One run on 3 hits, no errors for the Glacier Range Riders. 6 runs, 11 hits, 1 error for Oakland Ballers. That's your line score through 3 innings today here from Raimondi Park. The Ballers, you could say, ran themselves into a couple of outs to end that bottom of the 3rd. And now for the top of the 4th, Reed Butts on the mound, Nevada Collin on the mic.
Thanks, Tyler. Let's hop out this press box real quick. Let's hop on a plane and head to Rockford, Illinois for the wide world of baseball. That's right. It's finally time to head to Reed Butts' hometown of Rockford on today's edition of Wide World of Baseball, with the Ballers leading 6-1.
And a special reason for that, too, today as well.
That's right. Today is Women in Baseball Day, and one notable team to play in Rockford, Illinois, the Rockford Peaches. People may know the Peaches from a league of their own, but they were not fictional by any means. This was a real team, as Butts locates a strike on Howell, 0-1. Peaches played from 1943 to 1954, the inaugural team of the All-American Girls Professional Baseball League. Pitch outside from Reed, 1-1. And they played their home games at Bayer Stadium. They won league championships 4 different times. 1-1, swing and a miss, 1-2 on Howell. Rockford, a city in northern Illinois in Winnebago County, 2 hours northwest of Chicago, half an hour from the Wisconsin border. And I miss old Rockford town. That's in a song by Tom Waits, Day After Tomorrow, covered by Phoebe Bridgers. 1-2 is the count on the right-handed hitting Howell.
You are a little bit of a Renaissance man yourself.
I try. The 1-2, low and outside, 2-2. 6-1, Ballers lead, top of the 4th, nobody out.
I mean, I like to think of myself as one quite a bit, but you definitely have me beat on the music scene.
That would be my dad, who's a wedding DJ. 2-2, stroked foul off to the right, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Population of 146,000 in 2023. 5th most populous city in Illinois, the hometown of Reed Butts, Rockford, Illinois, where he was raised by Jeff and Nancy, who are tuned in on YouTube. 2-2, bounced high to 3rd, snared on the backhand by Buford. Long throw is a perfect strike, 1 down.
And that's a confident throw from Cam, and that is just so good to see from him.
Yeah, he has come a long way in a short time defensively. Brings up the beer batter and Efren Manzo as we're talking about the wonderful town of Rockford, Illinois, home of Reed Butts, located on the banks of the Rock River. Nicknamed the Forest City for its heavily forested residential neighborhoods during the 20th century. Not sure if it's called that much anymore. I'd have to defer to the Buttses. First to Manzo is high and away, ball 1. Hometown of NBA star Fred Van Vliet, according to Jeff Butts. Pitch low, 2-0 now on Manzo. We have also Mike. I'm not sure if this is Mike Russell or Mike Matthews texting me saying pitch low, 3-0. Did he go? No. Rockford, my old summer digs growing up. So one of our mics from 860 was from there.
We love our mics.
I would guess that's Mike. Oh, it is Mike Russell. Who's you could have told us that on the air, Mike. We would have heard you. 3-0 is a strike, 3-1 on Manzo. Rockford, Illinois, famous for the Burpee Museum of Natural History. Home 3-1 is grounded left side. It sneaks through for Manzo. So the beer batter has not struck out. He is now 1 for 2 tonight. It's a 1-out base runner for the Glacier Range Riders here in the top of the 4th. 6-1 Oakland leads. Angel Mendoza struck out his first time. He's up now, the righty batter against the lefty Butts. But I think this museum would be to your liking, Tyler, because the Burpee Museum has the world's most complete juvenile Tyrannosaurus Rex, Jane, as well as Triceratops, Homer.
I've been to quite a few museums of natural history in my time. Smithsonian, of course, trumps them all. But, yeah, why not? I'm always good for some good dinosaur bones. Why not?
First is a high strike to Mendoza, 0-1.
Natural history is not really necessarily my thing, but I can certainly appreciate it.
Jeff Butts also making sure to bring up the Anderson Japanese Gardens. Swing and a miss, 0-2 on Mendoza. Gardens established in 1978 by John R. Anderson and landscape architect Hoichi Kurisu. on the site of Anderson's home, inspired by Anderson's trips to Japan, specifically to the Portland Japanese Garden in Washington Park, Portland. 0-2. Swung on, fouled past third, nothing at 2.
Now, did you enjoy with your fiance the Japanese gardens at Golden Gate Park?
I very much did. That was a wonderful time. Delicious food. These gardens looks like they even have a waterfall, which sadly the one at Golden Gate Park is lacking. That's maybe why Jeff Butt says it's the coolest thing to do in Rockford. 0-2 here. Reed butts to the righty Mendoza. The lefty's 0-2 toss with 1 out and a runner on first. Will have to wait. Instead, he tosses over to first, and the runner is back safely in Manzo.
Manzo's not attempted a steal this year. The team leader is J.D. McLaughlin, who was 6 for 6 and with a very strange situation was declared ineligible for the rest of the year.
0-2 is high and away, a ball and 2 strikes. We also have Jeff Butts chiming in with home of the band Cheap Trick, Rockford, Illinois.
Certainly.
1-2 from Reed Butts. Is poked foul off to the right in the air into the bleachers and actually just beyond them. Still 1-2.
Oh, Mendoza is showing some swing happiness in this at bat now. Yep. I would not throw him a strike until he stops laying off balls out of the zone.
I don't know who's chiming in here. Davis Druick had a great aunt who played for the Racine Bells.
There you go.
From 1943 to 1950. Thank you to
Happy
Race
Women
Champ.
in Baseball Day.
Yeah. 1-2 is outside on Mendoza. 2-2. Speaking of female athletes, Olympic skater Peggy Fleming is from Rockford, according to Jeff Butts.
Jeff, just call into the broadcast. Come on.
We gotta
at
get
this
him
point,
on
come on.
2-2 here. Lefty-righty battle. Butts to Mendoza. Swinging a ball hit off the end of the bat towards second. Harris moves over to his left to make the play for out number 2 as Manzo goes to second base. 2 down. Runner in scoring position for Glacier, trailing Oakland 6-1 in the top of the 4th. This is one of our longer Wide World of Baseball segments, but happy we get to do Rockford some justice for Reed Butts.
I'll say this, too, just because it sort of struck me all of a sudden. I hope the Butts family is not sick of me yet because they've had to listen to me for 3 straight years.
Oh, no. I'm sure they love you, Tyler. 2 outs, runner at second is Manzo. Ashworth struck out his last time against Reed Butts, and the lefty looks towards second. His first to the lefty, Ashworth, is in for strike 1, top of the zone.
Very nice. That was a good breaking ball there.
Jeff just said lol. One more note, last thing on Rockford. 2 sports teams currently play there that I know of. I think there's 3 total, but 2 I had heard of previously. The 0-1 is a strike, nothing at 2.
I know one, actually. Are they not the Ice Hogs?
It is the Ice Hogs, Chicago Blackhawks affiliate in the AHL. Others, the Rockford Rivets of the Northwoods League.
Yes. College Summer Wood Bat League.
0-2, 2 outs. Manzo at second. Butts looking for a 0. It would be his 3rd straight. Lefty-lefty battle, him and Ashworth. Reed looks home, kicks, fires high. 1-2.
Now, for Reed, who is getting up there in his pitch count, let's make no bones about it, he's over 80. It's imperative that he get out Ashworth in this at-bat right now to end the inning, or he may not have a complete 5th.
1-2 hook is high. It looked like the slider just a bit north of the zone there at 79. 2-2. Ashworth with a strikeout swing his first time. 2-2 is the count. Manzo the runner at second. 6-1 ballers. Butts is set at the belt. 2-2. Swung on him is strike 3. Change up. Outside half. And Butts picks up season-high strikeout number 5, getting Ashworth for a 2nd time, and leaves Manzo at second. No runs on 1 hit, no errors, 1 left for Glacier in the top of the 4th. And I'm glad Reed could put up a 0 as we talked about Rockford, Illinois in the Wide World of Baseball in the top of the 4th. Bottom of the 4th when you return on 860 AM The Answer. Bottom of the fourth. District Council 16 painters and allied trades represent the best in the business. Painters, drywall finishers, glazers, and floor coverers. Proudly serving Northern California and Nevada. They stand up for top-tier training, great wages and strong benefits, and dignity on the job. Join the International Union of Painters and Allied Trades today. District Council 16, building the future one skilled trade at a time. It is 6-1 Ballers over the Range Riders, bottom of the fourth inning. Nevada calling alongside Tyler Peterson. I don't know how I'm just finding this out as Isai Santos stands in against Grant Taylor.
Okay.
But I just heard something that just was announced on the field. Swinging a foul back, 0-1. And apparently it's Aubrey Tolliver's birthday today.
What?
And
well, she's a woman in baseball.
She is a woman in baseball. She's a woman in baseball. But I talked to her about birthdays before this game, and she did not once mention it was her birthday today in that conversation. 0-1 outside, 1-1. And you never want to be that person.
I was going to say, it's better than someone walking up to you and go, hey, how's it going? Yeah, anyway, it's my birthday.
You know what? I wish that weren't so taboo to do that. Because sometimes, 1-1, Santos takes low, 2-1. There's a lot of birthdays, and it's hard to remember birthdays. I was Brody Iglesias yesterday. Happy belated to Brody. Unfortunately, he had to exit with an injury in that game. 2-1. Righty Taylor to the lefty Santos is taken for a ball just low and outside, 3-1. But this is the second time now that a Baller's bullpen arm has come in on their birthday, and I've forgotten because Caleb Franzen did it at Glacier. And I totally whiffed on his as well on June 10th. Actually, that would have been at Missoula. 3-1. Santos strikes one high to center field. Liniak drifts over to the gap in left center, and the Glacier center fielder makes the one-handed squeeze, one away. It's a Ballers lead of 6-1 with one out, bases empty here in the bottom of the fourth, and it brings up Davis Druick, who has been selected as chicken fried.
Yes, his mother selected chicken fried, I understand.
Nice. That's a classic. You don't hear a lot of country around these parts.
I heard a lot of country in the Mountain States, though, let me tell you that much. And I'm sure you did, too, on your road trip.
First to Davis. Got him in the arm, it seems. No, inside, 1-0. Yeah, Kalispell, a lot of country. A lot of country. Really only country in BP. 1-0. Druick, two-run double and a strikeout today. Takes a high hook. That's way too tall for ball two. 76 pitches for Taylor, and 47 have been strikes. He has not pitched badly, 11 hits and 6 runs allowed. Not really telling of the way he's pitched today.
5 strikeouts, no walks, no hit batters.
The 2-0. Druick takes strike one, outside corner, 2-1.
3 extra base hits of the 11.
Yep. And honestly, the doubles haven't been hit all that hard.
Helmix was. That was about the only one.
Druick takes a strike. Yeah, see.
I take it back. Druick's was too. Druick's was crushed.
No, Druick's was actually hit. I don't think Helmix was hit. I think that was under 90 miles an hour off the bat. I could be wrong on that. No, it was under 100. It wasn't exactly the middle of the barrel. Let's put it that way. 2-2. Druick swings late at the fastball. 2 down. 6 strikeout for Taylor, second of Druick. And Buford is next. At this point, Grant Taylor just attempting to give his team some length. Kind of the same battle that Butts is fighting for the Ballers. Both high pitch counts.
And it's a 5-run game. It's only the bottom of the fourth. There's no resting on laurels yet.
No. Plenty of baseball left here in Oakland. First pitch to Cam Buford is swung on and missed. That was a nice changeup. 0-1 on Buford after the swinging strike. A single his last time up. Got a pitch in on the hands and just brought the hands in enough to line it to center for a base knock. Buford swings and rolls one over past Aaron Miles, foul, third base side. 0-2. Taylor's a pitch away from his first 1-2-3 inning. He only faced 4 in the second. That was his first 0. The other 2 innings, he's allowed 3 runs in each. 0-2, the righty winds and fires, misses low and away in the dirt. A ball and 2 strikes for Cam Buford. What do you think of the nickname Slam Buford? I saw that floating around on Twitter.
I saw it. He doesn't have a slam. There's only one baller with a slam. I'll save it for when he's got a slam.
Foul tip on 1-2.
The one baller with a slam this year?
Oh, goodness.
Oh, my.
Marcus Titioli.
Okay, I was going to say, you called it, my friend.
It's funny, the Ballers had 7 last year. But, I mean, if you hit 2 in each quarter, that would average 8. So, 1-2. Buford with a tap foul.
We have a special broadcaster shout-out. I mean, listen, when a broadcaster comes into the chat, naturally you have to shout them out. Danny Henderson, who called Reed's home games at Science and Arts of Oklahoma, is hanging out with us in the chat. Thank you for tuning in, Danny.
That's awesome. Glad to have another broadcaster tuned in. 1-2 from Taylor. High 2-2. Reed spent his college days at not only the University of Science and Arts of Oklahoma, but Valley City State prior. 2-2. Outside, did he hold his swing? Kate Hart says yes, and that looked like the right call.
I thought he did too, but that was close.
It was real close.
The bat head got out very far and extended away from his body, but I think he held back.
Yep. Strong wrists. That'll do it. Payoff pitch coming with 2 outs and the base is empty. 6-1 Ballers, bottom of the 4th. Pitch to Buford. It is popped up foul off to the right.
What are we at here?
Is
this 10?
This will be pitch 9 next.
Okay.
You almost had it. You jumped the gun, but maybe there will be a pitch 10. Who knows? Last pitch was a breaking ball high and outside. The next payoff pitch. Taylor from the line, fires, swung on and missed. He went back-to-back, doubled down on the breaking ball, and Buford whiffed. That's 7 strikeouts for Grant Taylor, who pitches a clean 1-2-3 4th inning. To the 5th we go. 6-1 Ballers over Glacier on 860 AM The Answer.
Can you hear me, Mike? Can you hear me right now?
Leaky pipes, clogged drains. Step up to the plate and call the pros at Mr. Reuter Plumbing. We're the home team when it comes to reliable service. Family-owned, locally trusted, and proudly serving the greater Oakland area, San Francisco, and the peninsula. With honest, dependable service, Mr. Reuter Plumbing is always ready in the bullpen. Nevada Cohen alongside Tyler Peterson. Start of the 5th. Reed Butt still on the hill, and the Ballers up 6-1. And I believe I'm just getting a hunger to answer a question.
You hunger.
I hunger.
Well, I have a question on the answer.
Okay.
Would you like to answer that one?
I would love to.
Well, I haven't asked it yet. How did you know?
It's just about that time. First from Butts is low, 1-0 to Mabry.
I'll actually answer 2 questions we have on our chat, which we don't usually do, but I will today. Dan Silvert asked 2 questions. Can we actually get Reed's dad on the broadcast right now? Technically, there is a way. I don't have a way to set that up right now. Also, there's a game going on. I just have too much to think about.
Swing and a miss, 1-1.
He does, though, ask, why is Reed still eligible for PBL at 28? Well, actually, he's 26.
Yes.
And the Pioneer League does not do eligibility based on age. It's based on experience. This is Reed's third season of professional baseball.
1-1, low, 2-1.
Defined as for a pitcher as either making 7 starts or having 18 appearances. And so long as any season he has does not have one of those two things happen, it doesn't count as a year.
2-1 pitch from Reed is a strike, 2-2.
So we are expecting Reed to enter his third year, and pitchers can have up to 4 years in this league, position players up to 3 years. So Reed actually has 1 more year if he so chooses to play in this league again.
2-2, foul ball off to the right.
But now it's time for my question, and it's something that Nevada and I probably could answer quite easily because we both have been working in the world of women's sports for some time. Who is your favorite woman athlete?
2-2 back to the screen. Okay. This is a loaded question. I feel like I have many different answers for different sports. I'd say the one that comes to mind first for me is Sam Kerr of Chelsea Women, one of the best female soccer players of all time.
All time?
2-2 is hit sharply into the glove of Buford at third. He cut it off in the 5-6 hole, and the throw's on the money. What a play by Cam Buford for out number 1.
That's the best play he has made as a baller. Let's watch it again if you're watching with us. That is the best play he has made. Deep to his left, gets that glove dirty, the strong throw. Perfect.
So 1 out. Top of the 5th inning, Glacier trailing Oakland 6-1. Top of the lineup, TJ Clarkson has reached twice so far today. Lefty-lefty battle, Clarkson and Butts. There's a strike on the outside corner, nothing in 1. I also have to shout Barbara Banda and Marta. Both play for the Orlando Pride. Marta, man, what a legend. 0-1 is a strike on the outside corner.
The best women's soccer player I have covered, absolutely 100%, Katerina Macario.
Oh, I love
Not
Kat
even
Macario.
close.
That's fun. That's the second one that came to mind for me at first, and then I went with Sam Kerr instead in terms of my Chelsea players. But I have a bag with a picture of Kat Macario on it from the World Cup.
I see a Brandy Chastain. I see a Diana Taurasi coming up.
0-2 is high and away.
But Katerina Macario, when she was at Stanford, there was no one in the country that could move the way she could move on attack, and the free kicks that she whipped into the box were unstoppable.
1-2 is in the dirt. 2-2 on Clarkson.
Now, at the same time, at Washington State, when I was covering women's soccer in the Pac-12, Trinity Rodman was playing. She was quite good as well.
Yep. Now, if you get into best female athlete of all time.
I mean, Sabrina Ionescu was one that I saw that was unbelievable. One of the best all-time players, men or women, in college basketball's history.
2-2 from Reed. Outside called a ball. Reed challenging at 88. And, well, we all know what happens when a pitcher challenges.
Well, he wants the strikeout. He knows the pitch count is high. He wants to end this inning.
That was just off the plate. Sorry, Reed.
And I don't know if you could probably fit one whole baseball between that baseball and the plate.
It wasn't far away from the edge. The payoff bounces in, and Reed walks Clarkson for a second straight time. I think Reed could still eventually finish this inning, but it's going to take a little bit of work. He is at 95 pitches.
And this is the third time through the order now. So you're about to see 4 straight lefties in Beard, Casarella, Liniak, and Howell.
Oh, righties, you're saying. Yes.
What did I say?
Lefties.
Yeah, I didn't mean that.
Yeah. I knew what you meant. Runner on first with 1 out. The batter is Beard, who is 0 for 1 with a strikeout and a walk today. Outside, 1-0.
You got to love live radio.
Now, I feel like I can't get my mind off of soccer right now, but I mean, Serena Williams is probably the best female athlete of all time, considering she's one of the best tennis players of all time, period. 1-0. Bends in for a strike. Nice pitch from Reed on the slider. 1-1.
Shawn Johnson?
Shawn Johnson.
The Olympic gymnast?
That's pretty good. Trinity Thomas is one of my favorite gymnasts. That's because she was a Florida Gator. Suni Lee, I saw her compete. That was amazing. In person, I should say. 1-1 to the righty Beard from the lefty Reed Butts. Is caught on and missed. Reed goes with the outside pitch right there, the fastball.
It's an Oregon State gymnast by, I think, believe the name Jada Carey. It was quite good.
Okay.
Katie Baird was a really good volleyball player at Stanford who was the girlfriend of Brett Barrera last year.
Oh, yes, that's right. 1-2 is poked right field foul into the bleachers in right
And I mean last year when Barrera was on the team, as opposed to saying
Yes.
she was his girlfriend last year.
Yes. I believe, yes, the sister of the Idaho Falls pitcher.
Dusty Baird, yes.
Yep.
I believe who homered off of him as well in the game here.
Oh, good stuff. Brother-in-law and brother-in-law crime right there.
You said that, and I think that sparked a question about potential being engaged already.
1-2 is too tall. Yeah, it definitely did. I was curious. 2-2 the count with one out on Beard. 6-1 Ballers lead, top of the fifth inning. Runner on first is Clarkson. Butts lost Clarkson and walked him. But he gets Beard. Strike three. Season high 6 punchies for Reed Butts. 2 down.
Well, if he didn't get pitcher of the week on the outing he had of 7 shutout innings, if he can get one more batter here and go 5 with no earned runs with 6 Ks, that'll at least put him in the conversation this week. If he can get Casarilla.
That's a big if. Casarella, a very good hitter. First pitch, bounce towards third. Backhand Buford. He settles, throws, got him. 2 dynamite plays at third for Cam Buford in the 5th. That time ranging towards the line, angling his run towards the Baller dugout on the third base side, or I should say the Glacier dugout, and makes the long throw to first for out number 3. Butts is through 5 with 0 earned runs. Ballers going to the bottom of the 5th, up 6-1 on Glacier on 860 AM The Answer. Bottom of the 5th, Ballers lead 6-1 against the Glacier Range Riders. Game 2 of the 6-game set. Oakland hoping for a 5th straight win. New pitcher for the Glacier Range Riders here in the 5th inning. Replacing Grant Taylor, it's Eldridge Armstrong, the 3rd. Great name for a reliever. Armstrong, Sunday at Yuba Sutter in a 10-10 win. That's how I scored, at least, since they won in the knockout round. 2 1/3, 2 hits, an earned run. He did give up a homer and struck out 1. 3rd appearance versus Oakland, 8th of the year for the righty from Pasadena. 7.36 ERA, 1-1 record, 14 2/3 innings, 17 hits, 7 walks to 15 strikeouts for the righty Armstrong.
I still don't know if we know what to make of Taylor's outing other than to say the Ballers hit him well today, and I will give more credit to the Ballers' hits rather than to say Taylor did poorly.
Yeah.
4 innings, 11 hits, 6 runs, all earned, no walks, 7 Ks.
First pitch outside to Almanza. And there is a 1-0 count.
We're still our question on the answer inning. If you want to get involved on our YouTube channel to answer our question.
Well, I mean, hey, how about as that foul ball sails off to the left 1-1? How about it is Women in Baseball Day? How about some of the best softball or women in baseball to play the game?
Miss Kelsey Whitmore, who played for the Ballers last year.
1-1, swung on a miss, slow changeup there, 1-2. I mean, Kelsey is just a trailblazer, the way that she was the first in the Atlantic League to start a game, first in the Pioneer League, first in the Mexican League, right? Most recently.
Did not
play, but almost did.
Was in camp.
Strike 3 call outside corner. Almanza challenges, and that looked like it was just off the plate.
It did look like it was off the plate there.
That was overturned. It is a ball 2. It is 2-2 on Almanza.
The thing about Kelsey, too, that I don't know if everyone knows this. You might if you follow her closely, but she was the coolest player on the field at all times.
Yep.
She would sort of just sit back with a toothpick in her mouth sometimes. She just looked so cool.
Pitch high and away 3-2 on Almanza. Also has her own clothing brand.
Well, there's that. She's also in a video game. I mean, you
Yeah.
want to talk. She will have a longer career in baseball than most of us.
Yes. BU by Kelsey Whitmore. Be sure to check it out if you want to invest in her. Almanza strokes one towards the video board. Right field. Clarkson at the fence makes the catch on the track. One down.
It had the sound, but I think Almanza kind of hit that with one hand.
Yep. Off the end of the bat, maybe just ever so slightly. Almanza hits it. 96 off the bat, 343 feet. It's just an out. Brings up Danny Harris.
I will say we have some softballers that we do enjoy watching as well.
Yep.
Both of us work in softball. I work for Cal Softball, calling their games, Nevada for Florida.
Harris taps one towards third, foul. Nothing in one. Well, I'd be remiss not to mention some of the softball greats for Florida, whether that be Stacy Nelson, Kelly Barnhill, Alicia Ocasio, Amanda Lorenz. Several playing pro, including Lorenz and Kelsey Stewart-Hunter. Skylar Wallace now.
We have an Alex and Felix shout-out, a Babe Dietrichson-Zaharias shout-out, and a Stacy Draglia shout-out.
Ground ball, couple hops, 3 hops really to shortstop. Harris trying to leg it out, and he's thrown out by Howell, 2 down.
I will say a couple local products. Katie Ledecky, who is from Stanford.
Oh, man, that's got to be one of my favorite athletes of all time, like regardless of gender, because Ledecky now, I would consider her a Gator because she's, training at Florida. But regardless, just, I mean, what an incredible swimmer. Like, it's her and Michael Phelps for me in terms of swimmers. 2 outs for Lou Helmick. First pitch foul ball, nothing in one.
And one of my favorite all-time soccer players, Alex Morgan, Cal Bear, Spur.
Yep. Pretty cool. She's still playing with the Wave, San Diego?
I do not know where she is now.
I don't know. She might have. Didn't she retire?
I do not know.
0-1 to Helmick is on the outside for a strike.
I guess I'm not that big a fan then.
I'm pretty sure I watched. Yeah, she retired. I watched the game, I think, where she retired.
I'll say this. I love the college game. I don't know that I would go see a Valkyrie game, but I would definitely go to see either Kelsey Plum or Sabrina Ionescu play if they came to play the Golden State Valkyries.
Outside from Armstrong, 1-2 on Lou. 2 out, space is empty. Ballers up 6-1 in the 5th. I'm not a huge basketball fan. However, I would love to see Caitlin Clark play. Helmick with a broken bat flare past the dive of Howell. It's short and into left field. And Lou has a 3-hit game matching his season high. He needs new lumber, but he'll take it as the crowd does not boo. They loo.
Nice try on the dive by the shortstop, Howell. We actually got a really good look at that by Isaac, our high home operator. Just a little bit out of the glove, or a little far away from the glove for the diving shortstop.
Shout out Isaac. We got one of the best camera crews in the league. 2 outs, runner on first is Helmick. And the first to Tatum is a strike, nothing in one. Tatum, who took Taylor deep last time he faced the Glacier starter, 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts against him today. Armstrong has faced 3, 1 hit allowed. And Tatum offered at a pitch in the dirt, nothing in 2. I think some great Cal female athletes have some ties to this team. Michael O'Hara, his aunt, Kirsten, Cal Athletics Hall of Famer, 5-time All-American in track and field and cross country. 0-2 to Tatum from Armstrong. Outside 1-2. It is Women in Baseball night. We've been honored by the presence of Kate Hart, issuing justice down that first baseline. 1-2 to Tatum is low, 2-2. And you know what? Glad the 5th inning's been long enough to where we've gotten to talk about some of our favorite
We've had
female
some
athletes.
good long segments today, my friend.
Yeah. I wouldn't be mad if the rest of the game decided to speed up a little bit.
Spoken like a true broadcaster.
2-2 with 2 outs to Tatum. Way outside. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Dylan, coming into tonight, his last 6 games, .450 hitter, 9 for 20 with 2 doubles and 2 homers. Did not feature in last night's game, the 6-5 walk-off wild pitch win for the Ballers in Game 1. Payoff here, runner goes, and Tatum strikes out for a 3rd time. Armstrong goes with the breaking ball, and Tatum whiffs at that pitch. 8th strikeout for Ballers bats tonight, and Lou Helmick is stranded after his 2-out base hit. He has a 3-hit game, though, and the Ballers lead 6-1 as we go to the 6th on 860 AM The Answer.
Welcome back to Ballers Baseball. Tyler Peterson here with the top of the 6th. It's a 6-1 lead for Oakland. And we're going to switch things up here a little bit. We normally do a celebrity 3rd inning, but right now we're going to do a celebrity 6th inning. And we welcome in Braden Yardley into our booth. How you doing, Braden?
Good. Thanks for having me.
I'm going to put that mic a little closer to your face there.
Thank you.
Let's hear it there.
Yep.
Give me a little test there.
Hey, test, test.
That's better. All right. Welcome to the booth. Braden, you have the Yardley Glove Company. It's a glove company that did some business with us last year. A couple of our players, Jake Daly, Zach St. Pierre. I also have one of your gloves.
That's right.
First pitch from Butts to Liniak is foul back off of the mask of Alan Walker. Wow, he took that square off the mask. And Tatum is going to take a look at Alan Walker. Bruce Valentine's going to come out, and Butts is going to give him a little pat on the back. Butts, who's over 100 pitches, is still pitching in this game. But Braden, let me just start with this. You're a former college pitcher yourself.
Yes.
How do you start a glove company? I mean, Rawlings is out there. You've got all kinds of different companies. To get into that space, the Shark Tank pitch that you have to give to yourself to even get to that point, where was step one in that process?
Well, you mentioned that I played college baseball, and step one was I was playing catch one day, and I had a glove that broke, and I didn't know anybody that could fix it, so I started fixing gloves. And over the years, I worked with a lot of big companies and made some introductions into the glove making space. So after years of fixing gloves, I started to make my own.
The 0-1 to Liniak. He takes a strike on the inside. It's 0-2. So you fix gloves up, and I know there's all types of these tools and oils to get that done, and that's something which is a trade which is sought after as Butts strikes out Liniak for a 7th K. He is up over 104 pitches now, folks. He is still going in the 6th. Braden Yardley from Yardley Gloves. The specialty glove, I'm sure, is a hot commodity on your markets.
Yes.
We had some Ballers gloves last year. You know Tim Koide from our staff, who is a well-connected man himself. What was the Ballers connection in making those gloves? Can you tell us a little bit about how those gloves get made?
Absolutely. So those gloves were a custom series that we did with the Ballers, and I was pretty lucky because I had some creativity that I could use on my own to come up with those, and so we decided to go with some baller green, and we added some yellow in there. And so really on my end, it was coming up with the design, then working with my factory to get those produced for the players.
This is down the line by Howell. This is deep. If it's fair, it's gone, and that is fair. It's a home run. It's a home run. Ricardo Rodriguez puts the finger up in the air, and Howell has just homered down the left field line to make it a 5-2 ball game. Or excuse me, a 6-2 ball game. So one out here in the 6th. The bullpen is active for Oakland. Your batter, Efren Manzo, comes up. We're speaking with Braden Yardley from Yardley. Is it Yardley Gloves? Is that the name of your company?
Yardley Sports.
Yardley Sports. Thank you. Do
You're
you
welcome.
do other things besides gloves as well?
So we do some other things. We'll do protective gear for hitters. We're starting to do some batting gloves. But another project that I'm really excited about is we've started to make mountain biking gloves. So
Mountain biking gloves.
yes.
Describe a mountain biking glove to me.
So a mountain biking glove is just a different material, some flexibility and breathability. But really, I just try to do things that I enjoy, So I enjoy baseball, I enjoy mountain biking, and so being able to do both of those things has been a really fun, creative journey for me.
Aaron Miles is taking out the pitcher. It's going to be Connor Sullivan coming into the pen, out of the pen. We're going to take a break. We'll come right back with Braden Yardley. It's a 6-2 ball game in the top of the 6th. Welcome back to Ballers Baseball here on 860 AM. The Answer, it's the top of the 6th inning. There's one out in the inning. Connor Richardson comes on for his team-leading 13th appearance of the year. A 2-0 record, a 2.25 ERA, 16 innings, 16 strikeouts, 3 walks, just the 4 runs allowed. He bats, Manzo will bat against him with 1 away and the base is empty. It's a celebrity 6th inning. I'm here with Braden Yardley from Yardley Sports. As Efren Manzo, it's a 1-hopper to Cobb. His throw across the diamond is in time. 1 pitch, 1 out for the 2nd out of the 6th. Now, Braden, you make these gloves, these custom gloves, the ones you do for the Ballers. I have one. Tim from our staff was nice enough to gift me one in the wintertime. And I will say this about it. It's got my name on there with my last name spelled correctly, which no one can get correct, by the way. So big props to you for that and the supply chain for sticking with the Peterson with all E's. First pitch to Mendoza is a strike. But I've put it on a half dozen times onto my hand. I've threw a ball into it a little bit. It's too nice to use. I'm sorry. It's too nice to use, Braden. And I know that's probably not what you're going for with the gloves, but it is quite literally mounted on a very prominent spot next to my television in my living room. The next pitch, Mendoza, slider outside.
Yeah, that's awesome to hear. And you know what? That's actually okay. I think baseball gloves can be enjoyed in many different ways, and it means a lot to me that you'd have it displayed on it at your home like that.
It's a gift from a friend. It's well produced. It's the sort of thing to where I have gloves that I've kept in my trunk for a little throw around. That is really not one that I want to use in that fashion. That's one I want to. Got the Ballers B on there. We'll do a quick plug for you as well. It's a 2-2 pitch. Chewy comes set. Mendoza ready. And Richardson's pitch on its way is inside. If folks want to learn more, actually, where can they go to find out?
Yeah, please visit my website, yardleysports.com. We're active on social media if you want to send me a message. I love interacting with people that want to learn more about baseball gloves, and especially mine. So you can reach out to me through any social channel or my website.
The 3-2, Mendoza pops it up behind first. Trouble, Almanza there. He makes the catch, and the inning is over. Well, Braden, you did allow a run on the home run, but otherwise a pretty quick inning. We'll let you pass. Thank you for coming on the airwaves today.
Thank you
and
so
enjoy the
much.
rest of this ball game.
Yep.
We'll take a break. We'll come back on 860 AM. The Answer, the Ballers leading 6-2 going to the bottom of the 6th.
Well, bottom of the 6th. That was a very nice celebrity top of the 6th inning. Great to have Braden on. And I don't know where Tyler's going. Just kidding. He probably needs a snack break or something. Bottom of the 6th inning, after the solo homer by Gabe Howell in the top of the 6th, the Ballers lead the Range Riders 6-2 in the home 6th. They'll send 9-1-2 to the plate against Eldridge Armstrong III. He pitched a scoreless 5th inning. Did give up 1 hit to Helmick, but that was all. First 2 bugs is a strike, nothing in 1. Bugs today is 2 for 2 with a double and a single. And he drives one out to left center. Liniak wants it. The center fielder calls off Ashworth for out number 1. So Armstrong into the game and has been effective so far. And after the fly out by Bugs, there is 1 out for Tremaine Cobb. Back to the top of the Oakland lineup. And the first to him is way inside. There is a 1-0 count. Next to Cobb, the righty breaks his bat on a slow grounder to short. Howell collects, throws quickly to first for out number 2. So 2 rapid outs here in the 6th on just 4 pitches. As Isai Santos bats next. Santos today has been relatively quiet. He did have a hit his first time up, but he's just 1 for 3. (6-2) lead for the Ballers here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Santos, the 2-hitter today. Lefty batter, standing in against the righty, Armstrong. First pitch from the righty Armstrong is a strike on the outside corner, nothing in 1. Eldridge Armstrong III is a California native from Pasadena. And actually, as his first pitch is low and away, 1-1. He played for Texas A&M his last year in 2024 and then was picked up by the Mets. He last played for the Mets in their Florida Complex League, but then was released. 1-1 is outside, 2-1 on east side. 6-2 lead for the Ballers in the 6th. Base is empty for Santos. 2-1 toss. Santos hits it sharply to first. Picked up and flipped to first by Casarella in time to get Santos with the flip to Armstrong on the 3-1 putout. And the Ballers are retired in order in the bottom of the 6th. A quick home 6th inning. We go to the 7th. It's 6-2 Oakland over Glacier on 860 AM The Answer. Ballers up 6-2 in the top of the 7th inning. Chewy still on the hill after coming on for Butts in the 6th. He will face 8-9-1. Today is June 18th, 2025. I'm about to call him with Tyler Peterson. We're hopping in the time machine 25 years ago to the day. Tyler? And the A's won big in this day in Oakland baseball history. I had to go to an A's game because the Bees lost big a year ago today.
Okay.
Do you remember the score?
What, in the year 2000?
In 2024, the Ballers loss, I think, was 17-1 a year ago today.
17-1. Was that a Friday night game against NoCo?
Strike at the bottom of the zone.
Or was that at YOLO?
I think it was an at YOLO game.
At YOLO, okay.
Yeah. So Ashworth in an 0-1 count after a first pitch strike. Next pitch is hit sharply to second. Harris stays down but then fumbles the baseball and has no play at first. It's an error. Yeah, Harris did well to stay down on the ball, knock it down, and then the ball somehow got under his legs and behind him. And so Ashworth reaches and brings up Mabry. But alas, today in Oakland baseball history, the A's won on this day more than the Bees lost on this day. First pitch to Mabry is a strike outside corner, 0-1. 25 years ago today, the Oakland A's slammed the Royals 21-3. Every player in the Oakland starting lineup had at least one hit and one RBI. Line drive into right field. Helmick coming on. This is a double play chance. He makes the catch. His throw to first is offline. That was a tailor-made double play to the outfield if I've ever seen one. But Helmick, who was running in to make the grab, had to make the throw on the run, and that's a very difficult play to make from right. One away. Ashworth back safely.
Yeah, if he doesn't make the play, you don't fault him. And if he makes the play, you congratulate him. That's one that has a high degree of difficulty on the throw because you need to just get that puppy out of your hand quickly and just a little bit wide of the bag.
Yep. Almanza picked it, but he had to get off the bag to do so. Here's Clarkson, the leadoff man. He's reached all 3 times. That's what you want out of the leadoff hitter. He takes high and away.
How about the positioning, though, on Mabry? I mean, Helmick was almost shaking hands with Harris by the time he made the catch.
Nice job by the Ballers coaching staff. Aaron Miles and James Harris, Jim Diedrich. Pitch outside, 2-0. Also, this day in Oakland baseball history, in that 21-3 game, that 18-run difference, the largest margin of victory at the time for the A's, and margin of defeat for the Royals in the team's respective histories. Clarkson swings and drives one to right field. Helmick took a poor route, and it's over his head. On his horse is Ashworth. He's at third. He's waved home. The throw is cut off by Danny Harris. No play at home. It's a one-out RBI double from T.J. Clarkson, who has hit safely in all 4 of his plate appearances today. Now, I will say, I said a poor route by Lou Helmick. Even with a great route, I'm not sure he gets to that one. That was blasted by Clarkson off the bat at 105 miles an hour.
Now he's been on base 4 times, 2 walks, a single, he scored a run, now the RBI double.
That run unearned because of the error by Harris. And it's an RBI for Clarkson. Brings up Logan Beard. First to him, the righty taps it slowly to short. Cobb fields, throws on the run in time, and there are 2 away. Now, I will say, an error in this inning and a fly out to right field. Errors that over the head of Helmick, that double. We have not seen the best from the Ballers defense tonight, but the Ballers defense has been improved since the first 2 weeks of the season.
I have to slightly disagree. I think we've seen a really good game from the defense. I think it's just an inexplicable play from Harris, who is gaining confidence, but may have just taken that one a little too casually.
Casarella next takes a strike low outside corner, 0-1.
I'm not totally sold on a better route that Helmick would have caught that ball. I mean, he went A, B to C. He didn't go A to B, but I don't know that he would have caught that ball no matter what.
0-1 is high and away to Casarella. I will say the errors today from Oakland, Druick out in left field and then Harris at second, looked like the
I forgot the one about Druick, you're right.
Looked like the errors that we saw the first 2 weeks of the season. Pitch outside, 2-1. But this Oakland team has improved to one of the better defenses in the Pioneer League. 2 outs, runner at third for the Glacier Range Riders. It's a 6-3 Oakland lead in the bottom of the 7th. Pitch to Casarella is swung on and tapped foul, 2-2.
If you look at coming into today's game, 27 errors on the year. Glacier, who is I think of as a pretty good defensive team, they have 29.
Yep. Oakland with the second best fielding percentage in the Pioneer League entering tonight, just behind Rocky Mountain.
That is crazy.
Yep.
That is crazy after what we saw those first 6 games.
2-2 is way outside.
It's not crazy compared to last year.
Right.
It's crazy. It's crazy compared to the fire alarm that was pulled after that Ogden series.
Yeah, it was pretty brutal in that series, but the Ballers defense has come a long way. Payoff pitch is laced over shortstop and into left center field. This is another RBI hit for Glacier as the throw comes in towards second. It's a good one from Buggs. The tag is applied late because Harris could not handle the throw from Buggs. It's 2 RBI doubles in the frame that put Glacier right back in it. It's 6-4 Oakland in the top of the 7th.
Well, both of these runs are unearned in the inning on Chewy, but he has given up some hard contact, even on the error. The ground ball to Harris, the line drive to right. The weakest ball hit was Beard's ground out, but some loud contact here in the inning, and now the tying run in Liniak at the plate.
Brings up Kingston Liniak, the tying run, as Tyler mentioned, with Casarella at second. Liniak in this game is 1 for 3, a strikeout his last time. 6-4 Oakland leads, top of the 7th, 2 away. First, the righty Liniak outside, 1-0. Liniak on a 6-game hit streak. 450 hitter in his past 5 games, driven in 4. 1 for 3 today, 1-0. Is lined foul down the third base line, 1-1. Still the Ballers lead.
And it was Oakland making the comeback last night.
Glacier.
Now it's Glacier who seems that they want to sort of break whatever snakebite curse they've had these last couple of weeks.
Well, and it's interesting, too, because the games feel like they're following the reverse script. 1-1. Swung on foul back to the screen. 1-2. We saw last night the Ballers felt like they were down by a million runs, and it really wasn't that far off. Now it's Glacier who's trying to come back from a similar margin, really. They were only down by 5. Now it's just 2. Runner at second, Casarella. 1-2 count. Righty-righty battle. Liniak waits. Richardson gets a slow ground ball towards short. Cobb fields, has to throw on the run. Close play at first, gets past Almanza. Another run comes home. It's the second error of the inning after the infield hit for Liniak, and it's a 1-run ball game. 6-5 Oakland leads, top of the 7th, after Liniak's infield single and then the throwaway from Cobb.
It's a do-or-die play from Cobb. It's a single for Liniak. It's an E6 on the ball that bounces past Almanza. And this game becomes very, very interesting very, very quickly.
And now the tying run is at second base with 2 outs, and Gabe Howell, who homered off of Reed Butts in the 6th, at the plate. 6-5 Oakland leads. Top of the 7th inning. 3 in the frame so far for Glacier. First pitch is a strike on the breaking ball, 0-1. An infield single scores Casarella from second base after the throwing error from Cobb. And so Liniak is at second. Next outside, it's 1-1 on Howell, who in his last at bat had his 33rd career homer for the Glacier Range Riders, which is tied for second in franchise history with Kingston Liniak. 1-1. Outside, called a ball, 2-1. 89-mile-an-hour fastball just missed. 2-1 on Howell. Today he's 1 for 3 with that home run. Runner at second, Liniak. No one really holding. Harris is the closest to him. Pitch is taken for a strike on the outside corner, 2-2. That one looked like a challengeable pitch right there, just off the edge of the plate. Glacier has not challenged tonight.
Anything close, they will here.
It's 2-2. Chewy's pitch is popped up into center field shallow. Buggs charging in. Makes the catch. And the Ballers escape with the lead. 3 runs in the inning for Glacier. Oakland needs to get something going offensively. Otherwise, the momentum is fully in Glacier's favor. 3 runs in the inning for the Range Riders on 3 hits, 2 errors, 1 left on. 6-5 Oakland leads. Time to stretch here from Raimondi on 860 AM The Answer. And a new pitcher enters for the Glacier Range Riders here in the bottom of the 7th inning. For Eldridge Armstrong III, it is Jacob Hasty, the third pitcher of the night for the Range Riders. Hasty, the lefty, making his 12th appearance, his 4th against Oakland. He's got a 1 ERA, 9 innings, 11 hits, 1 earned run, 4 walks, 9 strikeouts. And Hasty, Sunday against Yuba Sutter, did not allow a hit or a run in 2/3 of an inning in a 11-10 knockout round win for the Range Riders. He enters for Armstrong, the righty.
Nice work from Armstrong. 7 batters he faced. He only allowed 1 to get on. 2 innings, 1 hit. No runs, no walks, and 1 strikeout.
Yeah, it feels like Glacier's got a bit of momentum here.
Well,
what can Oakland do about it?
I'll say this. If Oakland blows this, it's going to feel the way that Glacier felt after blowing last game.
Yeah. Druick, the lefty, against Armstrong, the lefty. We start the bottom of the 7th. First toss is swung on and missed. 0-1. 6-5 was the final score yesterday. That is the current score in the bottom of the 7th inning here in Oakland. Pitch to Druick, swung on and missed. Back-to-back devastating breaking balls there.
Yeah, and he's got, I want to say no idea, but little idea of how to lay off that one because those were big sweeping breaking balls across the zone.
I would label those sweepers. They're a little more bend to them than regular sliders. And so it's 0-2 on Druick, who is 1 for 3 today with a 2-run double, but 2 strikeouts since. Pitch from the lefty, Hasty. Way outside, another sweeper, 1-2.
You could probably throw that 2 more times before you think about changing things up.
Druick's at least going to look at it because it looks appetizing, and then it just falls off the table, low and away from the lefty into the right-handed batter's box. 1-2 from Hasty is yanked low. That was the fastball. So he went with the heater, but he missed low. That was not a productive pitch on 1-2, although maybe it changes the eye level for Druick. Maybe he goes up. 2-2. He instead goes low again with another fastball. He seems to have better command of that sweeper, and Druick has worked the count full.
Druick has also not looked at a strike in this at-bat. All 5 pitches have been out of the zone.
5 on the timer. Hasty delivers. Druick takes ball 4 and runs quickly towards first base and will round first. At least he looked to do it, just in case that ball skittered away from Mendoza. It's a walk, a leadoff walk for Oakland here in the 7th.
Well, I got to say, I've been watching this team now for 26 games. That was the least expected walk of the whole season.
Yep. Druick, I mean, he had a similar walk, honestly, in Ogden with the bases loaded.
That's true.
Drew a full count walk in that scenario. He does it here to lead off the bottom of the 7th, and now it's Cam Buford. Can he have success here against a lefty? He swings and powers one foul to the right side. 0-1.
I like that from Cam, going up to do damage. It's 92 out of the left hand from Hasty.
Hasty, you could label him a hard-throwing lefty. Also got great sweep on that sweeper, but facing a righty here, does he throw it? No, he goes fastball, and it's 0-2. That was just at the bottom of the zone. Great pitch. 6-5, Ballers lead Glacier, bottom of the 7th inning. Glacier scored the last 4 runs of this game, though. Buford takes outside. Mendoza tried to stick it, but couldn't catch the baseball, and it's ball 1. That is challenged by Mendoza. He dropped it, and it's overturned to a strike, and Buford goes down looking. So Mendoza's correct. He tried to frame it, and I guess he didn't need to try to stick it as much. That was a challenge by the pitcher, Hasty, not Mendoza. And there is 1 away here in the bottom of the 7th with Druick at first. Christian Almanza is next. The Ballers' offense does not have a hit since Lou Helmick in the 5th. Almanza has 2 hits today, but here it has the disadvantage, lefty-lefty. Pitch from Hasty is way outside, 1-0. So a challenge helps the Glacier Range Riders to get the first out here in the bottom of the 7th. The runner at first is Druick. Almanza with a ribby single in the 1st and a single again in the 3rd. Open stance left-handed hitter. Pitch from Hasty is swung on and foul tipped. It's 1-1 on Almanza. Hasty, the lefty, played with the Williamsport Crosscutters most recently before joining the Glacier Range Riders. That was in 2024 after finishing up at UT Arlington. He also pitched at LSU for 3 years and then won at Mizzou. LSU, who played today. 1-1 is a strike to Almanza, 1-2. LSU baseball playing Arkansas in the College World Series. Arkansas, I believe, I thought that game would be final by now, as Almanza swings and misses, and that's a devastating sweeper there from Hasty. Back-to-back Ks, 2 down.
And you saw Almanza try to employ the no stride technique there and just go hands to ball, and even so, he missed it by quite a bit.
Tough pitch for a lefty to face. Hasty now, though, has to face a righty in Danny Harris. Had no trouble with Buford, struck him out on 4 pitches for the first out of this inning. Now Harris stands in with 2 away. See if Harris can turn the tide here with 2 away. Runner at first is Druick. He runs, and the throw down from Almanza on the called strike is just offline. Mendoza with a throw just offline, and Druick swipes second base. He stole that one off of Hasty, first move.
What a big call there from Aaron Miles and a big steal from Druick. That's his 3rd of the year.
So Druick in scoring position with 2 down for Harris, who took a strike, a fastball at the bottom of the zone, not swinging to allow Druick to get into scoring position. Next toss, Harris hits it, 2 hops to second. High chopper for Mabry. His throw to first is in time for out number 3. Ballers held scoreless over the middle innings, 4 through 7. And we'll go to the 8th inning. Oakland leading by just 1. It's 6-5 Ballers over the Glacier Range Riders as we go to the 8th on 860 AM The Answer. Start of the 8th, a narrow 6-5 lead for the Ballers. Momentum on the side of the Glacier Range Riders, who have scored 4 runs over the past 2 innings. And here to try to stem the tide, it is Carson Lambert entering for the Ballers, making his 12th appearance of the season. He's got a 0.69 ERA, 13 innings, 13 hits, 1 earned run, 2 walks, and 13 strikeouts. Last time out was yesterday. He went an inning and 2/3, gave up a hit, no runs, and 2 strikeouts. His first win of 2025. He enters the righty for the right-hander, Connor Richardson.
Chewy goes 1 2/3 innings, allows 3 hits, 3 runs, but none were earned. No walks, no strikeouts. 5 runs scored by Glacier, just 1 earned. That was the Howell solo shot.
So not Chewy's best stuff, even though none of the runs were earned. And now Lambo to face a pinch hitter for Glacier.
This is Jack Lynch.
So Jack Lynch pinch hitting for the Range Riders here in the 8th inning. Lynch in place of Manzo. So I don't know what happens with the beer batter now. I guess last call's already been issued, so I guess it doesn't matter anyways. No more beer batter. First to Lynch, the lefty is high and tight, 1-0.
Lambert's faced Lynch yesterday, and Lynch singled off of him.
Lynch is the pinch hitter. And Lynch swings and misses, 0-1. Carson Lambert trying to get him. Lefties do traditionally hit better off of Carson Lambert. And he will at least have to face a lefty here in Lynch, and then Ashworth is due up third. Lynch shoots one foul off to the left. 1-2.
I'm trying to recall Lynch's single from yesterday.
Oh.
Did it just sneak through?
It was, I think, a lazy line drive into left.
Okay.
1-2. That did come in his last at bat. This could be his last at bat of this game. 1-2 pitch is too tall. 2-2. So it's Lynch in the 6th spot in place of Manzo. That will likely be a permanent change as they both play third base. And Sully is due up next for the Ballers out of the pen, and he's a righty. Lynch cuts late. Strikeout for Lambo. 1 down. I mean, the stuff has just been there this season, Tyler, for Carson Lambert. And that was even maybe a tick off of what Lambo's usually throwing. Could be a bit tired tonight because he just pitched yesterday an inning and 2/3.
Yeah, Lynch, 6 games for the Range Riders. That was his first time coming off the bench, 3 for his first 26. So the hit he got yesterday off of Lambo was one of few that he's had so far.
First to Angel Mendoza is too tall, 1-0. So Lynch has been cold.
I'm going to call this a linchpin at bat right here for Mendoza, too.
A linchpin?
A linchpin at bat for the rest of this game, whether he gets on or not.
1-0. He takes a strike top of the zone. Well, I mean, it's an important batter for sure. Mendoza is 0 for 3 tonight, but he's been hot. He's on a 4-game hit streak, 3 extra base hits in that span, a 2-run homer yesterday off of Matsuoka. 1-1. Did it hit him in the hand? I think yes, but the home plate umpire, Alan Walker, is going to give him first. There was a little bit of hesitation there, and that is going to prompt Aaron Miles. Immediately, Kate Hart was coming towards home plate. They're awarding a hit by pitch here. Any thoughts, Tyler?
Better get the next guy. That's what I think.
I did think it got him. I didn't hear bat.
I heard a double tap. I don't.
Okay.
I don't know that it hit his bat. I think it definitely got him in the arm guard, but I just got to get the next guy.
Whatever the case, there's a runner on first. The tying run on in the top of the 8th inning for the Glacier Range Riders here in Game 2 of the 6-game set in Oakland. The runner is Mendoza. The batter is Ashworth with 1 out. The first from Lambert is a high strike, 0-1.
Kenny Lavari has now come out on deck for the Range Riders. He's got some pop.
Lavari will hit in the spot of Mabry should that 9 spot get up here in the 8th inning. Double play would negate that. And there's a strike right down center. 0-2. Lambo pulling out 92, bottom of the zone. Time called by Ashworth, who is 0 for 3 today, but reached on an error last time. Also 2 strikeouts. Lambo wants to give him number 3. The lefty stands in, even stance. The righty, Lambert. From the stretch, comes home. Foul ball, left side, on the ground. Harmlessly grounded. 0-2 still.
Harmlessly, viciously grounded.
Yeah. Viciously past Todd Pratt, the first-year field manager for Glacier. Still 0-2. Crowd wants a strikeout. Lambert misses low. A ball and 2 strikes on Ashworth, the California native. 2nd-team All-Big West in 2025 as a grad student. Led the beach in batting average. Runs scored, hits, doubles, triple. I mean, just a huge hitter for them. 1-2. Fly to left field. This is deep. Druick tracks it down in left center for out number 2. Ashworth gave it a ride out to left field, but that pitch was elevated by Lambo high enough above the zone to prevent a barrel there from Ashworth.
2 hours ago, that ball's gone.
Yeah. Brings up Kenny Lavari, pinch hitting for Mabry.
I thought that ball was at least in the gap, but I thought off the bat it was gone.
Mendoza, the runner at first base with 2 outs in the bottom of the 8th inning. The 9-hitter Mabry is pulled for Kenny Lavari here. Mabry was 0 for 3. Mendoza at first, Lavari the batter, Lambert the pitcher, 6-5 Ballers, top of the 8th inning. 2 outs. This is, well, if Mendoza was the linchpin, this is the batter who decides what happens.
On the other side of that, I guess.
First toss. Outside, called a ball at 92. That one looked like it just clipped the edge, but called a ball. 1-0. Don't want to rag on Alan Walker too much. He's been excellent tonight behind the plate. It's been a good zone, but Lambert squeezed a bit there. 1-0. Fouled straight back. 1-1.
That's I'm going to throw this as hard as I can, see if you hit it out of the ballpark right there. That's just country hardball from Lambert. 93, right at the belt.
Lavari, 25 games played, a 272 hitter, has driven in 9 with 6 doubles and a homer. Lefty batter, 23-year-old from Vineland, New Jersey. The lefty waits, the righty Lambert from the stretch, kicks, fires. Strike 2, outside corner. Beautiful pitch on the black.
93 again.
It's not even on the black. That was over the plate. Crowd cheers. They know the importance of this 1-2 pitch. Lambert looks towards first, now comes set. Focuses up, delivers. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Lambert blows 93 past Lavari on the outer half and gets 2 strikeouts, stranding Mendoza in the 8th inning after the hit by pitch. No runs, no hits, no errors, 1 left. Ballers 3 outs away from their 5th straight win. It's 6-5 Oakland over Glacier on 860 AM The Answer. New pitcher for the Glacier Range Riders. Happy anniversary to Paul Friedman, by the way. 20th wedding anniversary. Just flashed on the screen.
All right.
The new pitcher is Luke Cooper. Something, something everlasting is Paul Friedman's marriage. Something that is ever changing. The pitchers late in a baseball game. Luke Cooper will enter here. That was a real stretch right there.
You got there eventually.
Cooper Sunday against Yuba Sutter, an inning and 2/3 hitless, but did give up 3 earned runs because he walked 4. He struck out 2. He had 1 wild pitch. The lefty, 3.38 ERA, 2-0 record, 13th appearance, 16 innings, 10 hits, and 10 walks, 21 strikeouts. So high strikeout stuff. Faces a pinch hitter here in Pat Monteith.
Hasty, a really nice inning. Allowed the walk, but struck out 2, did not allow any hits.
First pitch to Monteith is a strike, bottom of the zone. Yeah, I've been impressed by most of the pitchers in the bullpen for Glacier this season as Monteith swings and misses, 0-2. At some point this season, I've been impressed with all of them, but Cam Cowan last night really struggled. 0-2. Whoa, Monteith, a little chin music there, has to jump out of the way, 1-2.
Well, Cooper will stay with the low 90s fastball until Monteith can prove he can at least catch up to it and foul it away.
Monteith likely to stay in this game in right field for Helmick. And the righty takes ball 2 off the plate. Angel Mendoza does not want to challenge, even though he thought it was a strike because of the situation here.
You got all 3.
Yep, he's saving them all for the 9th. 2-2 is popped up, broken bat it sounded like, and Mendoza running out of room, foul ground, has room, makes the catch, and it's a foul out for Monteith. 1 away. Next is Dylan Tatum against the righty Cooper. Tatum, the righty, against Cooper, the lefty, with 1 out. Bases empty. 6-5 Ballers in the bottom of the 8th inning. And Tyler, I'll say it. I said it earlier. I'll say it again. As the first pitch is hit sharply, backhanded by Howell, the shortstop, his throw to first in time. And there are 2 away. And now it's more true than ever. This feels like a game where the Ballers are going to need to get 6 outs with no runs allowed from Lambert and Sully to get the win tonight.
Well, and Sully, quite honestly, has not had his greatest stretch over the last week. Blown save, a couple of runs against him in Ogden. So he's going to need to really shut down the Glacier in the 9th.
Bugs takes low, 1-0. Looking ahead, it's 6-5 in the bottom of the 8th inning. Ballers lead. In the top of the 9th, it's Clarkson, Beard, and Casarella. That's the top of the Glacier lineup. Now the Ballers are the home team, so I'll just say that, 1-0. Bugs takes in 2-0. But again, momentum with Glacier. Lambert did his job getting a 0. Can Sully do his? He's getting loose in that bullpen out in deep right. 2-0, Bugs fouls it off. Now again, this is the Ballers bullpen that against Glacier in Kalispell gave up 2 earned runs in 24 1/3 innings. And so they're hoping to continue that momentum and success here in Oakland against them. 2-1 way inside, 3-1 on Bugsy, who's having himself a night. He's 2 for 3 with a double.
If Bugs gets on, I think you're going to see him run.
Got to wait for the right pitch. 3-1. Foul ball. 3-2. And now, again, it all depends on the time to home because obviously the previous pitcher, Hasty, was not exactly hasty to home. And that's how the Ballers were able to steal off of him with Davis Druick. Whereas Cooper might be a bit quicker with the slide to home plate. 2 outs, bases empty. 6-5 Ballers lead, bottom of the 8th. Payoff. They swung on and missed, and Bugs does not get on. And enter Sully. The Ballers need a 0. They'll turn to the league leader in saves to do so. Sully going for his 7th save. Ballers lead 6-5 against Glacier as we head to the 9th on 860 AM The Answer. New pitcher Connor Sullivan here on 860 AM The Answer. You're listening to Ballers Baseball, KTRB San Francisco, Nevada Cullen, alongside Tyler Peterson. TP, take it away for the 9th.
Connor Sullivan comes in looking for his 7th save of the year. It's a 6-5 ball game in the top of the 9th inning. The Ballers have allowed 5 runs. 4 of them were unearned. One man who did not allow any runs of any kind was the man that Sullivan comes in for. That's Carson Lambert.
Lambert pitched the 8th, a scoreless frame, no hits allowed, just a hit by pitch, and struck out 2 to put up a much-needed 0.
Well, we'll see whether or not Glacier can swim the 3 C's of Richardson, Lambert, and Sullivan, Connor, Carson, and Connor, and come back in this ball game. Here is Clarkson. The Ballers have not retired him tonight. A single, a walk, and a double. And the first pitch to Clarkson is a fastball at the bottom of the zone for a called strike 1. Sullivan this year, a 1.38 ERA, 11 appearances, 9 strikeouts, 2 walks in 13 innings. The next pitch, fastball, strike 2. How can someone have a 1.38 ERA and yet we said he's not having his best week? That's how good he has been since he has been an Oakland Baller. It's 0-2 to Clarkson. From the windup, Sully fires, and it's down and in.
And against Ogden in those 3 games, 2 saves to pick up his 5th and 6th saves of the season. That is the best in the Pioneer League.
1-2 on its way. The righty fires, and it's swung on and missed. The off-speed pitch below the zone, and there's one away in the 9th.
It's just a disgusting pitch from Sully, that off-speed. Usually when you see the induced vertical break, it's basically how the ball's working against gravity. When it's in the negatives, that means that ball's got crazy drop, and it drops under the bat of Clarkson for the K.
Beard, the powerful Logan Beard, is 0 for 3 today. The first pitch to the right-handed hitter. It's a slider swung on and missed. The Sullivan slider makes it 0-1.
He's got it working today, Tyler.
Sullivan picked up quite a few saves on the previous road trip. The 0-1 slider in the dirt. Against Glacier, he had 1 save in a 5-2 win on June the 6th. Picked up 2 in Ogden. Picked up 3 against Grand Junction. The 1-1 to Beard. Bases empty, 1 away in the 9th. Ballers up 1. The slider swung on and missed. 1-2. Sully is ready. Into the windup. The 1-2 is a fastball on the outside corner. Strike 3 called. Glacier has all 3 of their challenges, and they will not try to challenge that. A backwards K.
And yes, it was on the corner, but there's no reason Beard shouldn't be tapping his helmet there. I don't know what happened.
Casarilla, 2 outs. Ballers down 1. It's not over yet. The first pitch is a slider. Catches the corner for strike 1.
This is some of the best stuff I've ever seen from Sully right here.
0-1. The pitch, down and away, 1-1. That one in the dirt.
His command is just on right now.
One and 1 the count. Sullivan to Casarilla. It's way outside, 2-1. Missoula was down to their last strike. There's a home run to tie a game, send it to a knockout round. The lone blown save for Sully this year. Let's not talk about that anymore. The 2-1 on its way to Casarilla. He swings, pops it up. Shallow center field. Bugs in. Bugs. Who sees it? It's going to be the left fielder, Druick, who slides in at the last second and somehow makes the catch for the last out. That should not have been caught, but it was somehow, because no one saw it until Druick came in at the last second.
Unbelievable. Wow. 6-5, Ballers survive. And think about how this game came full circle for Davis Druick. In the first inning, he makes an error to allow a run to score. Now, what happened on that play? A 7-6-2 relay, and the Ballers get the out at home. That run cut down the difference in this game as Druick then in the last inning makes the final out on a foot-first slide into short left center field to retire Casarella and end the ballgame.
It's a 5th straight win for Oakland, the 2nd time this year they have won 5 straight games. It's their longest winning streak of the season. Aubrey Tolliver, we're going to wait for her to stand by with a couple members of this Ballers pitching staff, I would have to believe, after tonight. And you were right, Nevada. They needed to come up with zeros in the final 2 innings, and they have. We're going to send it now down to Aubrey Tolliver, who is standing by on the field.
Hey, Ballers fans, and you, Tyler, in the booth. I am here with Reed Butts and Connor Sullivan. Reed had an amazing start, and Sully went and closed it out. I'm going to talk with you first, Reed. Reed, you went 5 1/3, giving up just a little shaky of a first, talking about how you settled into the mound and really ended up with a great 5 1/3.
Yeah, I think this week I just wanted to eliminate, the big innings, take those away. That's mainly the focus from the last couple weeks. So just trust my guys, trust my catcher, take a second extra breath, just trust my stuff and go out there and ultimately execute.
And it helps that these batters are hitting. They scored 3 runs after that first and just kept going after that. What is it like being on the mound knowing that your offense has really picked up and you have amazing run support behind you?
Absolutely. Ultimately, thank you to God, for being out here, getting this opportunity to play. So thankful to him. The hitters, man, they do their part, and when they score early, it's super motivating to pitch behind that, and so you just trust the guys, and they'll do the job.
Absolutely. Okay, we're going to our closer. He hit a 1-2-3 ninth, just throwing heat. When you come in and you take that jog out of the bullpen and you are ready to go, what is your mind like? What are you thinking to make sure that shutdown inning happens?
Just trying to do it for my team, and Reed set the tone, so just trying to pick up where he left off.
Fastball? Is that what was going on?
Just heaters and sweepers.
Heaters and sweepers. Connor, 18-8. That's this record right now. How are you guys celebrating such a strong start to the season?
Just staying with it, trusting each other, and then, handling business, ready to go tomorrow.
What are you guys going to do to celebrate tonight? You got another one tomorrow. What are you going to do? Celebrate my birthday then.
Yes. Celebrate your birthday.
Beautiful. Sully and Reed. Back to you, Tyler.
Thank you, Aubrey. We'll take a break. We'll come back with our Ballers postgame show on 860 AM. The Answer. Two. Welcome back to our Ballers postgame show here from Raimondi Park. What a day it's been. It's a 5th win for Oakland. A game which sort of had the reverse feeling of yesterday, where it felt like Oakland was maybe up a little bit more than they were, and then it ended up being another 1-run ball game. And for Glacier, they're 5-7 this year, 12 one-run ball games for them. It's 5 runs on 8 hits, no errors for the Glacier Range Riders. It's 6 runs on 12 hits and 3 errors for the Oakland Ballers. Reed Butts gets the win. He is now 3-1. Grant Taylor takes the loss. He is now 1-4, and Connor Sullivan picks up his league-leading 7th save on the year. Let's dissect this a little bit, Nevada. At first glance, the single to Clarkson, and a couple more singles in that inning, we thought, okay, we saw this yesterday with Matsuoka, a little shaky but Reed was in the zone, and he was attacking hitters, and eventually he did get out of that inning.
Yeah, you could kind of tell in that first inning that Reed Butts, despite allowing 3 hits, had his good stuff working when he struck out Beard. And then he does get going, because in the second inning, he goes and gets the first batter to hit back to him. Unfortunately, that was the beer batter. Sorry, fans, for no strikeout there. But then Butts strikes out the next 2 already. He's got a season-high 4 strikeouts, and Butts just kept going from there.
And then let's talk about Taylor's start, because we said he didn't pitch all that badly, but how can you say that to a guy who gives up 11 hits and 6 runs? Well, he didn't walk anyone. He struck out 7, and if you look at the totality of the hits, let's get an average miles per hour on some of them and maybe how far some of them went as well. The Druick double in the first, huge hit. The Helmick double in the third, huge hit. The Ballers not only got enough hits, but enough big hits to make the difference tonight.
Yeah, sometimes singles aren't enough. The Ballers had a loss earlier in the season. I think it was to Grand Junction or Ogden. It was in one of those first home games where they lost because partially they only had 1 extra base hit. And today the Ballers get the extra base hits, those 2-run doubles by Druick and Helmick were huge against Taylor.
Well, yesterday it was Collier, it was Franzen, it was Lambert keeping Oakland in the game. Today it was Armstrong, Hasty, and Cooper keeping Glacier in the game. Their bats got hot. They took advantage of 2 Oakland errors in the 7th inning, and for a minute there, I almost thought this one was going to shift the other way until what happens when Lambert and Sullivan come in at the back end. You look at Chewy, Connor, and Carson, Carson, and Connor, the 3 C's. You look at 3 2/3 innings of no earned runs baseball.
Yep. And, I mean, this is what these guys do. Obviously, Chewy did give up 3 runs, but none were earned, but still gave the Ballers length with an inning and 2/3. And then he was the bridge to Lambeau and Sully, who did not allow a hit. They were almost perfect in their 2 innings, just 1 hit batter between the 2 of them, and they struck out 4. Sully picks up his 7th save, and I know the league doesn't really calculate holds, but I feel as if Lambeau has quite a few now.
All right. We'll take a break. We'll come back. We'll talk about scores around the league and some big ones to update you on the other side. You won't want to miss segment 2 of this Ballers postgame show. What else are you doing on a Wednesday night? Let's be honest. It's Ballers Baseball on 860 AM, The Answer. Welcome back to Raimondi Park. Tyler Peterson and Nevada Cullen closing things out here on your Wednesday evening. The Ballers win tonight by the final score of 6-5. However, we've got more important news to tell you about around the league. Let's start early, actually. A little breakfast baseball. It was STEM Day out in Rocky Mountain. And what happened between the Vibes and the Jackalopes?
Well, if it's early, that means kids are probably there. It's summertime. It's STEM Day. Kids interested in science. They're loud. They're creating chaos. And unfortunately for the Vibes, they created a bit too much chaos as the Jackalopes win again, beating Rocky Mountain 8-7. Zeb Rose with a 2 RBI game, 2 hits, including a home run, a 9th inning 2-run blast, a go-ahead shot. And they come back, the Jakes, from down 7-4 in the game. I know.
It sends me the shivers up my spine.
But in Great Falls, 17-1, Boise.
Don't look now, but the Boise Hawks are going to get hot against the Voyagers and be right in the mix when Oakland has to travel to them next week. That is going to be a sneaky – you talk about a trap game sometimes in college football. Depending on how Oakland does the rest of this series, that is going to be a game you cannot walk over just because Rocky Mountain was ahead of you for so long.
I feel like Boise – Oakland, I think, at this point would be fortunate to come out of that series as winners against the Boise Hawks, the way Boise is playing.
That might be fair to say.
Going there to Boise, that might be a tough place to win a series. So I'll say that the Ballers will have to play well to win the series against the Boise Hawks. The Ballers swept the Ogden Raptors, and then the Raptors are helping them out even more. 9-6 win for the Raptors tonight against the Idaho Falls Chuckers. What?
That means, Nevada, that right now the Ballers have sole possession of second place.
In the Pioneer League. How about that? The Ballers are in a playoff spot as Ogden comes back from down 5-0 in the game with 8 runs in the final 3 innings to win 9-6 in Idaho Falls. And looking at the offensive performances, what happened in that game, it was a Chris Sargent go-ahead double in the 9th inning. Big surprise. But how about Elliot Good? With a 2-run homer to initially take the lead in the 8th inning. I love his defense. How about his bat? and Ogden is victorious for the second straight night. Top of the ninth, Billings and Missoula tied at 7. It's actually bottom of the ninth. Oh, is it a knockout round?
No, that is the order for Billings.
It's going to the bottom of the ninth inning. Missoula is trying to walk it off. If that game goes to the knockout round, watch out, because Billings has some guys who can hit.
They have guys.
Shaver, I think, is the one that hit 10 homers in the first
in the home run derby
for Billings.
Okay, now one very special
we've
score
been
to tell you
saving this
about
one for last.
Go ahead.
It's like brings a tear to my eye. Final from Yuba Sutter.
All right.
Northern Colorado 3, Yuba Sutter 2. The
All
Owls
right.
with a Z. Baseball with a Z, victorious in Yuba Sutter.
All right, that's enough out of you tonight. For Nevada Cullen, I'm Tyler Peterson. I'd like to thank everyone who worked on our game tonight. Mike Russell, Austin. I'd like to thank Ben and Brendan. I'd like to thank Isabella Haberman. I'd like to thank Paul and Brian as well. And Tim and our guest today, Braden Yardley. We will see you tomorrow. We'll take a break. We'll take about a 22-hour break and then be back on the air tomorrow for Game 3 of our series. It's Range Riders and it's the Ballers. They'll go for their 3rd straight victory, 6th straight overall, and then try to secure at least a split in the series just 3 games in. Once again, the final score, it's Oakland 6, Glacier 5. The Ballers are in a playoff spot with 22 games remaining. Have a good rest of your Wednesday evening.